The Idolater raises his ranseur one last time and then brings it down, bellowing, "Raise the city to the ground, but leave the strangers. They are mine." Roll initiative. Eldarium. It is the capital of the free kingdoms of Main Realm. It has seen triumphs and tribulations, a great rise, a terrible fall. When the gods made their final sacrifice and departed, darkness fell over Main Realm within the Second Age. A second era known as the Age of War. Then the Azamar came. Through the bright gates they descended, led by Xalax, chosen of the Exalted Legion, who proclaimed divine right to rule. After most people bent the knee, others demanded equality. Iskandar, a plain-touched, born from humanity, chose rebellion against the Exalted Legion, uniting the peoples of Orenthale, Arland, Faereld, Nurendel and Serador. A civil war tore through Main Realm. True light against Exalted, brother against brother, realm against realm. At last the truth was revealed. The Exalted served the dark powers, and they were cast down. Iskandar True Light rose victorious, and the Bright Dynasty was forged. Not to rule the Free Kingdoms, but to stand in concord with them, and offer counsel in the ways of the magic and the divine. Peace held for a time, but as is often the case, while unchecked, dynasty turns to empire. And thus dawned the Third Era, a time of legend where the might of individual heroes and villains, liberators and conquerors, shaped the events of the world. And something had to give. The Empire fell. Yet at the heart of the Free Kingdoms, the Concordant Council, once again, acts in guiding wisdom for the Free Kingdoms of Main Realm. It is the Concordant Council that has returned today. And it is this council that one of you is summoned to. Rebellios, you stand within an antechamber, and before you there stands your brother-in-arms, Patrickar, a sworn knight in your service. And he will nod and bow reverently and say, "It is well that you have come. The Concordant Council has summoned you. And as suggested, this is an event that almost is like a pinnacle of one's career within your order, Rebellios. Please explain what Patrickar sees when you arrive. What does your character look like?"
So he sees before him, to all intents and purposes, a human, someone who seems in physical prime, but the striking features are almost golden hair and almost fully saturated blue eyes. This is someone whose features are incredibly striking. On top of that, he wears a resplendent jacket of white and gold, and he has a look of him of age and experience, but also of an innocence to what's going on. Someone who appears both old and young in the same instance.
It is my sworn honor to join you in this climb, Lord. for I shall be with you, first seeing the Star Summit where the council awaits. It is said to be a beautiful sight. But before we go, a quick heads up for who sits the council this day, Rebellios. There will be many names that you probably won't be expected to know, but I am assured, as I am announcing you, that they will all know who you are, if that is a comfort. And he smiles, his eyes flashing.
A comfort indeed, I suppose.
So, and he begins like a long list of the amount of people that would be in this council. There is Seneschal Lumen and Seneschal Radia. They both are in service to the Paragon. Arturan of Aeon, our lord, you'll know him of course, descended from the union of Man and Azamar when True Light won his rebellion, of course. An emissary of Prince Corbro, son of Droskor Hammerstone, the slumbering king of the Undercroft. An emissary of King Vrandon the Red of Orenthale. Some high elf envoy, silent and watchful. Arcane Jarado, you'll know of course. And he's master of the Bright Spire Arcanium, and he just goes on and on and on.
Patrick, you are right. These names are just going over my head, I think. It is fine.
Very good. As long as it's your name, I get right. And then he stands forward and puts a gauntleted hand on your shoulder and says, "Are you ready, Lord?"
Tell me, Patrick, armed or not? What do you reckon?
You are being summoned to war on the matter of such, Lord Captain. I think armed would be appropriate.
He gives a gesture, and armor appears across his person, but this armor isn't your arcane armor. It almost appears to be made of light. A breastplate that is radiating daylight from it. It is luminous in its in just how bright it is.
Very good. A mighty show of your power, Lord Captain. The Paragon will be comforted with this show of power. You must lead. And he looks to the door. At this point, I should suggest that there are two members of the Concordant Legion that stand either side of the doors. They are bedecked in shining armor and long flowing cloaks. Through the door, Lord Captain.
Very well.
And meet your summons.
Rebellios strides forward, confident with what he will see. He gives a nod to the two armed individuals. He gives a knowing nod to Patrick and then opens the door. Whoa!
And as you open the door, the name, the Star Summit, makes sense. For there is a stairway into the heavens itself. A stairway that climbs through the astral sea that swirls nebulous around you. This is the magic of Starspire, gifted to the new capital of Eldarium from a place known as the Star Realm. This gives the council vision into far worlds, it is said. And here, Rebellios, you must climb through the stars to reach said council.
He mutters down to his chest, to almost like someone you can't see, and goes, "Well, I wasn't expecting that. Let's go."
And up you climb. There is no wind, of course, but you can see that you're approaching the outer structure of the great spire that you've been familiarly looking up at for most of your service towards the realm of Eldarium. And at last you reach a great door that you can open, but will open upon your arrival.
And there it is.
There it is indeed, the council chambers, and as promised there are many figures that sit about a great circular table the kinds of circular tables often referred to in myth and legend. This is an extravagance of such a bit of furniture. It gleams with like a golden light in its center. But immediately upon opening the door, Rebellios, you see that these chairs are all made way from a great prism that is set in a pillar at the far end of the room. This prism is something that you've heard about before. It is said that this is a focal point from which the voice of the Paragon comes. And as you step into the chamber, Patricar does follow. I should go and get him. And as you enter, he does his duty. And he announces you. Behold, Lord Captain Rebellios of the Knights Ascendant, the pride and fighting hero of Starspire, and the hammer at this council's good judgment. You are looked upon by every member here with a different expression. Some surprise, some suspicion, some awe as you step through, bedecked in your armor. Before you see Seneschal Lumen, who is an Azamaric-like figure, a plain touched, with brilliant blue eyes and bluish skin, and he gestures to the seat that is before you. Would you take a seat, Rebellios, or will you remain to attention?
I will take a seat, so that not all of you must crack your neck to turn.
A sort of like a light hum of acknowledged laughter as you take your seat. And conversation continues as if you had barely walked in. An emissary from Arland says, "It is true, were it not for these strangers, Valdenor would now be in the hands of a rebel cell of the Watch." And then someone disagrees, saying that it is an outlandish and exaggerated point on the whole affair. A cold-looking elven figure frowns and says, "Saviors, perhaps, yet does one among them wield that outlawed craft of necromancy? I saw these strangers at King Vrandon's crowning. The snow elf, I mark you, is skilled, dangerous. And that other creature that I cannot name that walks beside them, well, even I found him unnerving." Seneschal Lumen looks to the figure and says, "You are also skilled and dangerous, Actis, the Turnblade. And in spite of your influence with the Dominion, you are still welcome as a wise presence within this council. We will not see the mistakes of the Second Era repeated, and we must join with everyone that offers help to the cause, even these strangers." "Well, we have long waited," says Actis. "What word from the Paragon? What word from the wise voice beyond?" And it is at that point, Rebellios, that you see the prism at the far end of the room glow brilliant and gleaming. A glowing light seems to beam from it, as you can see. And I'd like you, please, to make a will save as you behold the presence of the Paragon.
Okay. Yep. Right.
One of you can provide the glowing effects if you prefer. I need to move away from that screen.
32.
The very core of you is like a flame with a pride, like a sense of duty and justice that you have served your tireless years, Rebellios, and now you stand in the presence of the Paragon itself. And that was to stop you from shedding a single tear that would roll down your cheek. But Rebellios, if it is your wish, even in this most radiant company, you uphold your composure. It's up to you.
I will hold my composure.
Yeah, you just sternly sort of like stare into the light that would blind any other. You look directly into it. And you see an almost childlike innocence as your will save was that good. You almost see beyond the light and find that there is a presence like you, both young and old. You are welcome to this council, Rebellios. The voice echoes around the chamber. And it is because of your great deeds and loyal service that you have been chosen for this great errand. Word has been sent from the Court of Whispers. Their interests were being investigated by a coterie of adventurers. Those adventurers that were here discussed. Travellers with strange powers that journey upon the fringes of far realms. The strangers investigate the bright gates. You won't need to do a check to know that the bright gates are sort of like your ancestral focal points within the world. 4 gates that stand on points of the star, as the old rhyme goes. One for north, south, east, and west. And these represent the 4 pathways that the Azamar chose to arrive upon this plane at the start of the Second Era. After consultation, the Concordant Council decree that one of our chosen and trusted find the strangers and aid them in their plight to shut the gates. It is time for us to act. We cannot let the excuse of war halt our action any further. And after all, and the light gleams brighter and brighter, this is an errand that could define the age. Is there anything that you would ask of us, Rebellios? For soon, as this council ends, your journey must begin.
I think you speak clear enough. I shall see my ancestors proud.
The last known location of the strangers will be imparted to you. You must find them and help them in their mission to close the gates that our people once opened. Go forth, Lord Captain of the Knights Ascendant, hammer of this council's justice. And as those final words are said, the light gleams brighter and brighter and brighter. And it is in that bright and sudden flash that Ansel and Obsidian arrive as they teleport in their emergency evacuation from the sanctum of Fornia. Ansel, your teleportation is immediate, but the aches and pains of the battle still rack you. The powers of an infernal presence still linger upon the corners of your mind as well as Obsidian. Next to you, which I will copy over, still floats the dread wraith that had joined you in the battle against Amosruin. But as the pair of you arrive in Wyst after this emergency departure, the battle lost, I ask you both, how do you feel in this moment? And we'll begin with Obsidian.
There's quite a lot of different emotions all going on at once. He didn't really want to teleport away. He kind of had a little bit of that You know, when somebody is going to get into a fight that they're definitely going to lose, but you have to stop them. But even though they're massively outmatched, they would have just run in and killed themselves. That's how dead set he was on carrying on fighting. He didn't want to lose his friend. Uh, he's mortified. He's angry. He's angry that they lost. He's livid, and he's also completely kind of broken. And it's all sort of come out in a. As soon as he appears, he just falls to his knees, slumped silence, and just pulls his mask off and throws it on the floor next to him, and just sort of sits there staring at the sort of floor. With this sadness and rage um, and loss that he now feels.
As you throw your mask to the floor, the Dread Wraith, which should now be there, kind of almost takes the cue and follows your mask down onto the ground and sinks into the floor. It will follow you within your space, within this public area, but directly beneath you, beneath the ground.
Perfect. Nice.
As you see this happen, Ansel, what's running through Ansel's mind as you have just come out of this immediate battle to return to Wyst?
So I think in contrast to Obsidian's white hot rage, Ansel is more despondent and cold in comparison. I think in contrast to Obsidian's desire to fight to the death, Ansel thinks of the Graves family and knowing that one of his compatriots is lost, did not want to lose a second and have the guilt of um, a family losing its father, its figurehead, um, on his conscience. Ansel has lived long enough to have seen many people die where he's kept living, and he was unwilling to allow that to happen twice in a day. Sylaster is lost. Bogrum Graves must live. Obsidian.
He said we could have won. We could have tried. We left his body behind.
We could have tried. We would have died. Obsidian. We left his body, but did not believe Sylaster resides there anymore.
I, as of yet, don't fully understand everything about death. But I will. And I will make this right. But now I do not know. What do we do next? Where do we go? I have nothing.
I think we need some time. First of all, just time. Revenge will come soon enough.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
It is at those words that a sudden loud sound can be heard, as if a rolling thunder approaches both yourself, Ansel and Obsidian, don't know why I said it like that. But suddenly, as the sound grows louder, you realise that this is an object that's getting closer. If this object had a theme tune, it would be something like this. Da 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 da. You are amazed, Obsidian. So, as trundling from around the corner, there comes a familiar sight when all seems lost and in circumstances dire. It is indeed good to see a friendly face. You see 3 friendly faces, as a matter of fact. You see Black Whisper, Obsidian. You see Mr. Nobby. And of course, you also see the fabled Brigand of Wyst.
The man.
Legend.
And
He's
Brigand
come
of
home.
Wyst
Brigand of bloody Wyst
has indeed come home. And he's already off the necro wagon as it pulls in front and says, "It's the strangers, they're here! I finally found you!" He drops down and he says, "I arrived in Wyst only a day past, and I had wondered where you had got to, for this is where I last knew you were coming here. What news?" Wait. Where's Sylaster? Perhaps a grim moment passes.
Yeah.
We can say how you impart that word, or we can repeat what we already know. In fact, no, actually, I think it's a good idea for you to explain, just so we have it fresh in our minds. How do you both explain to Wyst what happened with Sylaster? What details do you include?
Ansel initially, at least, attempts to leave it to Obsidian to explain, as he, as obviously Obsidian's true calling is of an undertaker. So Ansel thinks that it could perhaps be explained more delicately by a professional.
Once upon a time, that might have been the case. Obsidian is very much not the
fairy
man he
tale
was.
monster that Ansel is.
Okay, sorry, I was just cleaning my camera and I've closed the shutter on it. How do I open the shutter again? There we go. Sorry. Don't look at me. So Obsidian will get up and brush himself off a little bit. He'll pick up the mask. He'll just keep it in his hand. He will walk over to the horses and just sort of show them some affection while he talks. And he'll say, "Sylaster will not be joining us any further on this quest. He was lost. Perhaps we were too hasty in our actions. Perhaps we were unprepared. We entered a fight. We thought we could win. And we were overpowered. Perhaps it was hubris. Sylaster fought incredibly, as he always did. And we lost our friend. And now all we can do is carry on. Remember him. Fight in his name. And rain bloody vengeance down upon the beast that took him from us.
As Obsidian says vengeance, Ansel's arms crack into lengthy, to double their length, and his legs grow, and he gains about 3 feet in height, and the shade like billows around him like a dark cloak, just momentarily, and then he returns to his usual look.
It just doesn't seem fair, says Brigid after some time, recovering. I travelled with you all for so long throughout the affair with Redhaven, and for him to be felled just by some beast.
Just some beast. It was a greater foe than we thought it to be. It was nothing short of a devil.
I should have warned you. I'm so sorry. This land that I call my home has been at the whims of devils for centuries. Indeed, the royal ascendance is known as the Devil's Line. I'm so sorry. I had hoped that our reunion would be different, for I have some bad news as well. But best to get it all out of the way, huh? Well, Master Graves, you'll remember that you and I had a contract that our adventurers would bring us to Wyst, where I would be able to share whatever fortune I was able to earn in our journeys and bring it back to my family here in Wyst. Well, the truth is, Bogrim, my family left. Naught but a note, and he points. And this house that has been here the whole time, here, is Bogrim is Brigid of Wyst's house. And he'll say, couldn't you tell by the archery range and the bullseye rug?
Oh my god, the clue was there the whole time.
Oh my god.
Look, and he points at
environmental storytelling.
Yes. The room you didn't even enter in story-wise, but never mind. But what I can
We were
offer...
fooled because the arrow was in the bullseye.
He's like, he goes to argue and then goes, yeah, fair enough. You see, he has more lines on his face. You remember there was that time when Brigid of Wyst was left on his own in the Valley of the Prophets, and he went off on his own adventure and got like a face tattoo. He seems like he seems to have like gained in a skill as well, for he carries himself in a more confident way than when you'd first met him. And he has had to bring the Necrowagon from Orenthale to Arland, which means he's gone on some journeys of his own. Kidos and Gao, son of Gower, do send their sympathies, but they caught the trail of the stone giant, the father of the stone giants himself, in the Grenial Mountains, as per your information, Ansel. They seek him. They're on the final leg of finding Gao, after all that his Gower, after all that Gower has said about him. Names.
Well, that at least is good news. Assuming the father does not destroy the sun.
I had said for them to send word when they were ready, and perhaps if I were to find you in time, you could join them in the battle, perhaps.
Gladly. Fucking love Gal. Gal, son of Gower. My favourite.
There's very little that I would want more currently.
There is something else. I asked around, and there was word of a strange group of individuals that blessed the wishing waves with their presence for a short time, and such was the atmosphere that led all the clientele to flee. I immediately knew that it was you had arrived here already. And you'll remember, Obsidian, that it was you that had scared the denizens of the Wishing Waves out, so it wasn't hard for someone seeking rumours of the strangers to get lucky here in Wyst.
We're good with it. Spread the word.
It seems as well that there are great movements within the forces of Arland. The Pentad have arrived in Wyst, it seems. You need only look, and he points across the street, and you'll see now that where there were just normal militia, now they're march armored figures with with quite expensive looking armor and weapons. You can both, Obsidian and Ansel, give me a spot check, please.
Probably not. Hey. Whatever it's got. 17.
Fact.
Ansel,
Yeah, I've got his mask off, so you can see a bit better.
Finally, yeah.
Nice.
Ansel,
It steams up really quickly.
You are still probably admiring Brigid's old home. But Obsidian, you spot as these pentad figures that Wyst describes march by. You spot that they have a sigil upon their tabards. They wear sort of like chain and plate, but of course over the top of it they have like a tabard which shows like their colours and whatnot, and there's a sigil upon it. That sigil is something that you recognise. What is your knowledge arcana ranks, just off the top of... And again, mate, sorry, when you're there, I can't hear what you're saying.
I've got 9 ranks in it. I've got 16 overall, the score.
I won't make you roll. You'll get it. It's It's because it's something you've encountered already, is why I'm asking this.
Okay.
Obsidian, you see these figures march by, and you recognise the symbol upon them. You've heard of the Pentad. Indeed, it was suggested to you by Delver, the Dark Elf, that you should attempt to make contact with this fighting force at some point. But this is the first time you've seen them, and as they march by, you see the Pentad bear the symbol of a black serpentine relief, a black snake, and you can't help but then look to your own thumb and see that the black tattoo that was given to you by that coin that you took from the Dogai, that mark is the same mark of the Pentad that march beside you now.
That guy didn't have like his own force, did he? Like his own army. That is strange. Okay.
Well, that coin that you were given, you were told to return to a figure known as a Sono. And upon you and Sylaster accepting this contract, you both took on this black symbol. The same snake symbol that the Pentad bear.
Maybe it's not the Dogai's symbol as such. It's a reminder of who we're supposed to give the coin to.
Like a little clue.
He was probably more precise as to who we were supposed to give the coin to off the top of my head. I can't fully remember.
The drop not just say a Sono.
Sono.
A figure known
Sono.
as Sono, which is some resident in Agistel, is what you were told, at least. Whether he's there now, you don't know. Well,
Interesting.
that's all the news I've got, said Brigand. What's next? I'm sorry, and he realizes you probably don't want to be thinking of that. But feel free to take the beds. Perhaps you need rest after the battle that you were in.
So are you injured?
Yes, Ansel is injured. Not gravely, but he's had some constitution drain for as well. Not ideal.
Ooh, that's hard to get rid of.
Only 1 point. So it's not actually affecting him yet. Rest would certainly be welcome.
Okay. Do you accept Brigadier Wyst's offer to rest in the beds provided in his accommodation?
Yes.
Of course.
Very good. So yeah, you can make yourselves at home in that that small house. You see that there's like a massive anchor that is weighed against the side of it.
Yeah, there is.
I was going to say.
Yeah, you are quite long.
Beds.
Cry curls up on the sheepskin.
I've realised, of course, that having now that we've teleported away, that does mean I left my other horse that I just finished making.
Well, he's out there somewhere. You're...
You know, he's an undead horse, and we kept him on the cusp of battle because if you remember, when we were flying into that place, we stayed away and then went in for the attack. He didn't join us for that part, so the horse is just in the middle of the wilds waiting, and he's undead, so he doesn't need to eat or sleep, or he'll just wait. So I'll find him.
Wait to the end of the world.
Yeah, he really will. He won't die. He's already dead.
Is there anything that you would want to do before resting? You mentioned that you have drain. Is there anything that you would like to prepare before your rest or anything like that?
I don't think I took any. No.
No. Okay.
No, I didn't. In fact, apart from being completely depleted of a lot of my magic, I'm in perfectly good health.
Very good.
Which, again, makes it hurt more because he's like. He feels like he should have at least been severely injured or something to warrant Sylaster's sacrifice. Feels like it wasn't earned on his part. I think he's going to struggle to fall asleep. He'll get some sleep. It'll be disturbed. Probably have nightmares. Nightmares of failure.
Oh, grim. Yeah, you're haunted with the dreams of the dungeon of Fornia. You see the battle raging in front of you again and again. Sylaster discovering that secret passageway and smashing it through. Him standing before Amosruin as he stabs him over and over and over. And the horrendous presence and warning of something even greater than Amosruin lurking within the heart of the dungeon. Those drums drumming in the darkness beyond. It is at that point that the drums of your dreams, Obsidian, become the drums of reality. Ansel and Obsidian, you have had a full rest, and you're able to take whatever health it is from that. And spells return to you, of course. But as
Everyone.
you awaken, it doesn't take a listen check for you to hear that there are the sound of mass movement, lots of people rushing about the port side of Wyst. And as you rise and look out of the windows, you see, indeed, citizens of the port town running, panicked, in terror. And looking above, you both see the sky above is a crimson colour, like that of a sunrise or a sunset, but dawn has already come and arrived. This is a garish red that streaks the sky, and like I say, drums can be heard in the distance. You can see the Pentad are running backwards and forwards, making some kind of preparation. One of them yells, "They have come! The Idolators have come! To the walls! To the walls!" Can Obsidian and Ansel please give me a listen check, please?
He just put his mask back on, so probably not. 12. Actually,
7.
The only thing that Obsidian you make out is that there's some kind of colossal roar in the distance. But what makes it, you don't know. But yeah, there's some commotion coming from the southern wall of Wyst at this time.
the southern wall of Wyst, so that is south on the map, right? With standard map directions.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Exactly.
Do you let
Obsidian,
Ansel know?
yeah. Well, you were awoken as well, right? You know there's stuff going
Yeah,
on. You're
but
not here
You see
specifically.
the panic, yeah.
Didn't hear which direction.
Yeah, he will. He'll absolutely. He'll say something to the south. Not
Ansel
today.
will use his abilities to climb 30 feet into the sky to get a better view.
Oh, you do, Ansel, and as you rise into the air, you see below you the sleepy town of Wyst. Yeah, I'm sitting.
Did you just climb
watch him.
on the air?
Yeah, and he walks. He walks as if it's like the ground.
That's
It's an
fucking cool.
astonishing feat, to be sure. As you do so, Ansel, you take in the visage before you. You see that the stockade, sort of city town walls of Wyst are being faced off against. You watch the serpentine of Pentad figures running to the walls, taking up halberd, glaive, and blade. For facing off some distance from the wall, there is a host. A motley, ragtag mob of humanoids and devilish-looking creatures gurn and yell and shriek at the walls of Wyst. And in the far distance, Ansel, you can see one familiar figure in particular, huge, looming. Amosruin has come to the wall of Wyst.
You see Ansel still in the sky, staring south, and then he's suddenly next to you as well, as he uses a different ability in the same 6 seconds that it's taken for him to climb up to teleport back down next to you, and he says, "Indeed, the Idolator has come. Revenge comes to us, Obsidian."
Isn't a moment to waste. He'll step over here to the soldiers, right? These guys are soldiers in armor.
Yeah, so the newer ones that have been added, the green and red tabard ones, they are Pentad warriors, and they are moving towards the walls.
As he's walking past them, as he's rushing past them towards the wall. I would like to use an intimidate, I think is probably what he'll go for. He's not trying to directly intimidate them, he's trying to instill fear into them with what he's saying. By saying, these foes are beyond any of you. You need to get the people out of here. And as he says it, his dread wraith will rise up out of the ground behind him and rush past them towards the wall.
Okay, give me an intimidate roll and I will oppose it. You note that there are many, many forces rushing to the walls, Obsidian, but you're stopping this fighting force of the Pentad, so if you succeed with a 42... Well, I know, I can't...
He's
I
quite...
can't, no,
Obsidian's become quite an intense human being. That is literally when he says it, everything around him goes dark as this thing comes out of the ground. As this foe is beyond any of you, save the people and get out. As he rushes towards the wall, and they all wet their armor.
They all absolutely do. There is one figure in particular that you're right next to that I've not made an accounting of. Besides where you are and where your wraith has risen up, there is one figure that leads the Pentad. Yeah, the guy with the shield there. And he has also, without question, failed to
Zoomed
save.
in, I couldn't quite see him before.
No.
Yeah.
But he staggers back and says, I am Krillian. I lead the forces of the Pentad here. But if we flee, won't we be surrendering the defences? Have we not a better chance to fight here than to run and be hewed down in the fields?
You need to save the people of Wyst. Focus on the people. Guide them. Get them out. Surround them and protect them. We will take the wall.
The rafts, the boats, the ships, people with me! And he starts sending like a word for all of the boats that are here to be taken under the command of the Pentad, and without any word of complaint, for the fear of the Wraith shadow is enough. The great exodus of Wyst begins as civilians go one way and the remaining fighting forces move to the walls. You are successful in this plight, Obsidian. Is there anything else that you guys want to do?
I think Ansel will just stride straight to the walls to get there before the opposing army arrives, I suppose.
I think of what sort of force Obsidian could raise to oppose them, but the problem is obviously limited in rounds once he does raise things. So
it's best to see what is going to be facing you. I understand that philosophy. So in that case, let us show you. Obsidian and Ansel, you are pushing your way through the streets as panicked people are dashing through the ways of Wyst to escape the forces of the Idolator. It is, of course, the strangers that run towards the danger. Carts are upended, horses are panicked and clattering down the streets. Supply abandoned, and you rush to the walls. You find yourself sweeping up a staircase to stand upon the barricade, and that is where we move our vision. You standing upon the walls see that, yes, indeed, there is a host that is formed before the gates of Wyst. And in a commanding position at their rank center, there looms the familiar red shadow of Amosruin. He's dragging that terrible Rancer behind him, leaving gouges in the ground. At his flank, there are two Abishai that sort of appear to be like his elite guardians that come with him. There are also like shimmering mists that are on either side of Amosruin. And in the distance, you can hear that he is the source of that roar. And he does so once again. He roars loud and terrifying. And you can hear that roar is actually a word vocalized in this terrible battle cry. And that word is strangers! Strangers, come forth! The rank and file of the infernal forces roil forwards, and he raises his rancer and says, "Strangers, come and bid me welcome, for I have come to return your companion to you." And he gives a gesture. And Obsidian, Ansel, you are mortified to see that a large banner is being borne behind Amosruin. And there, burnt and crucified upon said banner, there is a figure. Such a touching reunion. And with the banner, there appears to be the mists and vapors part back, and you see that there are two robed figures there also that are responsible for bearing this banner, it seems. Amosruin points his rancer towards the walls. Rebellios. The din and the clamour that has erupted across Wyst, this settlement that you've only recently arrived in. You've been looking, you've been hunting all this time with hide no hair of your mark until you hear their name called across the battlefield of a looming siege. It is there, Rebellios, that you stand upon the walls as well, and you take in this great figure that is calling out those that you have hunted for so long. And is at that point the Idolator raises his rancer one last time and then brings it down, bellowing, "Raise the city to the ground, but leave the strangers. They are mine." Roll initiative.
Gosh, what a prick.
What a prick.
Oh, now I roll well.
Oh,
Have been motivated.
has the Necro Wagon got a ballista on the back?
I just spotted that myself. I think he's been souping it up.
Modified.
Very good.
Yeah, as has been clearly stated, the Necrowagon rolls forward, flanking the city walls, and you can see that, yes, indeed, Brigade of Wyst has been busy. A ballistae, a repeater ballistae, has been installed upon the back of your old transportation. The figures of battle begin surging forward. The figures that are at the walls crash towards it and move forward. They are going to be involved in a separate conflict between the militia of Wyst and the Pentad. Your battle is with Amosruin, as he pointed out, along with his honor guard that goes with him, that remain at the top of the map. So the Abishai and strange cult-like entities rush the walls with ladders and mantlets. The Pentad cry loose, and crossbows and bows let fly arrows, reaching their mark, peppering the ground. And soon a desperate battle impromptu as it is, erupts upon the walls of Wyst. Amosruin goes first. And he just draws the Rancer in a half circle in front of him, and then bellows some devilish words that imbues him with a power. And as he does so, it is now Ansel's turn. What do you do?
I believe we are very far away. We are 130 feet away, so...
Oh, you know what? He
Ansel.
would move. I'm so sorry, he would move.
Come closer, bastard.
Pussy!
Pussy, what? I said.
So Ansel moves that close up. It's 30 feet up. Still too far away to do anything to him. Ansel will just step forward. He's now 30 feet in the air as he walks off the top of the battlements towards Amosruin. And yeah, as he goes, is there any like cover on the battlefield or anything? Like, obviously, there's like
Yeah, so you can see
like,
that
what of these things are interactable with?
These things look like little walls.
Yeah, they're like sandbagged walls. They weren't ready for like an attack at this point. So what is kind of like construction works there is now going to be rudimentary cover. But you can see that's probably would be of use to the attackers as well as a defender in the siege at their position there. Like I say, they weren't planning it, but it would make pretty good cover against the oncoming forces of Amosruin.
Sweet. Yeah, so Ansel steps off the battlements and walks forward, his, like I was saying earlier, his arms and legs, his limbs cracking out to their full reach as he steps forward and says, I'm sure you don't know the significance of this, Amosruin, but trust me when I say I swear vengeance upon you, Amosruin, and I will have your head, whether it be before my death or after it. And then he will use Flee the Scene to leave a image of himself in the sky and teleport to hide behind the rubble. To all intents and purposes,
Well done.
his knowledge, Amosruin sees Ansel yelling at him about vengeance 30 feet in the skies.
I love that so much. Let's see if we can get a copy of you, actually, so then we remember he's there. Copy. Paste. There we go. And then I'll put like a... There you go, to remind us that he's the copy.
I'll also bring the shade with me.
Oh yeah, of course. Can you control them? You got them?
It's not on the map. Oh no, it's behind me. Yeah.
And Cry will move there too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So and just so I'm aware, Ansel, you are on. Even your hidden version is on the ground. Yes, so you're ground level.
I'm hidden behind the rubble, because otherwise there'd be two of me, just floating in the sky.
Perfect.
Which one's real?
As Ansel concludes his turn, Obsidian, it is now your turn.
Obsidian will stand his ground for the moment. Actually, I think what he'll do is he'll stand up on the edge of the wall. Let's be dramatic. Come on, Errol Flynn style. He's going to climb up. He'll stand up on the edge of the wall, ready to jump down. He will point at Amosruin, and he will shout. At the guy as he's kind of casting upon himself, but he'll cast at the end of the round. So he points and he shouts, "Our friend's name will live on. Tomorrow, no one will remember yours." And he will cast Fire in the Blood on himself, ready to kind of jump off when he gets closer. But for the time being, that's his turn.
Amosruin bats like a spear that was thrown at him, like with his rancer, and says, "This is the apocalypse. There is no tomorrow."
I do have my Dread Wraith, but I probably have to convince him to actually partake in the battle again. That is 19. That is a little bit more like it with the rolls on the charisma. Straight charisma.
And I'm just bringing up the Dread Wraith because they had the specific thing to roll, didn't they, last time? So,
It was he had exactly the same charisma as me. His was +7 as well.
Oh yeah, it was charisma. That's right. Yeah. Well, fingers crossed.
It's straight charisma, and it's also +7. It's a pain in the arse, but there it is. She'll bring up his stats on my thing just in case he does ever want to join in the fight. Little bastard.
The Dread Wraith just stands there and says, "I have seen too much death. No more. No more."
You are death, prick. Right. Okay, that's fine. That's my turn. I'll try and get him again in the future. It's not a problem. I'll just keep begging him to fight.
Is that an action to ask him to do that? I thought you could just do that.
Well, last time we did it sort of once per turn. Really, it's not really an action, no, because I've had my turn. It's just asking him.
Did I miss something else that you're doing on your turn then?
Yeah, mate. I stood up on the edge.
Stood on the edge,
and I shouted something at him, and I cast a spell upon myself.
Oh, that's right. It was that one. Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, you did say that. Yeah, Fire in the Blood. Excellent. So you cast that. Perfect. Our vision moves to this figure. Let's remind us, as this is the first time that Obsidian Ansel will be seeing this figure, what do they see as Rebellios takes the wall here?
Well, Rebellios had a bit of time to do not only his morning spells, but a few prep spells. So he looks like he is radiating daylight. He is bright. He appears to have a hovering tower shield in front of him. There's energy shimmering around him. He is just almost verging on becoming a nimbus. That's how bright he is at the moment. Almost making his near golden hair appear golden. His almost perfect blue eyes appear so. Very much like that, yes. But he has a giant two-handed hammer, which I'll talk about at a later date. And he sort of gives it a couple of... I assume it's my turn.
It is your turn, yes.
He gives it a couple of swings in the hand just to remind himself of the weight. He gives a nod to you, Obsidians, and says, "Stranger, we must talk later. But I fight with you. You have my hammer. A council is with you this day." And then as a swift action, burning a spell slot, giant angel wings erupt from his back as he then flies down 60 feet. So to there.
Fucking angel wings. Shit.
As soon as he lands, they sort of dissipate as the feathers just fall away and scatter into the breeze. And as he does, he, pointing this massive hammer at Amosruin, "I stand with the strangers. The Knights Ascendant will bring down the celestial might upon you." And as he does, he will cast Arcane Spell Surge. And as he does, just more energy seems to be moving around him. And I'll talk about that spell later.
As you move forward as well, is that the end of your turn, Rebellios?
Yep, that's a move, that's a spell, swift action, yeah.
At the end of that point, you hear like a whispering as if prayers in the wind around you. And it will simply say, "The eye of the Paragon is with you." You sort of hear that from some distant place or other. That's Rebellios's turn, and you are alarmed to see that the Abishai, scarlet red, rush forward. As a dash. Double movement. And their roars reach you, Rebellios. You see that these infernal foes are sweeping towards you as they move into range. That was double movement from them.
Rebellios just moves his head down to his chest and goes, "Oh, Anaya, there's something sweet about smiting the devils, isn't there?" And then looks back up again.
Amazing. Is that your word that these Firebrand Arcanists, as they were known previously, also move forward? They accompany Amosruin closely, muttering some fiendish incantations as they do so. Oh, he should be one over. There we go. They both cast something. One of them looks like it casts something on Amosruin. The other casts something on themselves.
Can I do a spellcraft check to identify what that might be?
Yes.
Can I join you in that?
I want to look at the one that's been cast on Amosruin.
Okay.
23.
You can see that this one is imbuing Amosruin with a form of infernal heroism, boosting his attack skills and saves.
God,
Okay.
it's the last thing we need. His saves are insane anyway. Okay. We can fix that.
The Abishai move forward, the Firebrand Arcanists have moved and cast. It is now Brigade of Wyst. Brigade of Wyst turns the great repeating ballistae across the battlefield as Black Whisper and Mr. Nobby go into a well-trained battle canter across the field. And I feel it's only right, Obsidian, that you make the attack roll. So you may roll with a plus 12 with the ballistae, and if it hits...
29.
Against who?
I don't know who he was aiming at. Who should he be aiming at? I suppose one of the casters really is always go for the casters first, right? So,
okay.
Brigade has been taught well, always go for the casters first.
Amazing. So the Firebrand Sorcerer completes one of his spells, and the 29 is an immediate hit. Please roll 4d6 for me, please, Obsidian.
Oh, that's nice. I just dropped my phone directly on my foot. 17 damage to my foot.
Like this massive ballistae bolt just shears into the side of him, and it doesn't kill him, but it is very painful indeed.
Good man, Brigade. Good man.
And they swerve in sort of a defensive position so they can ride almost like the chariots of Rome backwards and forwards across the lines of infantry peppering with arrows. So too will the Necro Wagon peppering with death. We are back to the top of the round. Amosruin will spy you, Rebellios, and will go. What will he say? He will bellow, "Idealistic fool," and will give a single beat of his wings, that thing that he did before, and he just brings a full weight of himself down upon Rebellios. Now, if this hits, as you'll recall the last time you faced Amosruin, this is going to be a powerful charge.
As he charges, I'm going to stop you there, Rob.
Please.
As an immediate action, I cast Wings of Cover, as those giant angelic wings envelop Rebellios in a hemispherical dome, providing him not only total cover, but completely negating that attack.
Without any attack from him at all. It just
One
happens.
attack. Yep. That, when cast immediately, that attack is completely negated. As those, I can use it on reflex saves as well. I can use it on others, but for a single attack, you can complete. It doesn't negate a full round of attacks.
Just
I'm
the
not completely
no,
immortal.
but
Just
that's so cool.
so a charge, boom, as these angelic wings, boom, blocking the attack completely.
And there's like a burst of incandescent radiant light as the infernal shadow that is Amosruin is rebuffed by your defenses there, Rebellios. That was a move and an attack, so that was actually his turn then. Ansel, you look and you see this figure take the field, rushing in front of you with these brilliant wings. You have sworn vengeance upon Amosruin. How will you achieve it?
Well, first of all, the that version of Ansel in the sky disappears passes around. But he turns to the Shade and he says, "Time for vengeance, Shade." And the Shade will rush forward 30 feet to affect Amosruin as it starts ripping into his shadow and reducing his ability to make saves, and reduces his AC as well. And then Ansel will reach out from behind the cover, and we start the foolish game of trying to get through spell resistance as he attempts a
the joy.
sickening blast.
It has been
the,
noted. I will put that, Ansel. It has been noted. Let it begin.
So spell penetration first.
Yes.
That's a natural one. What do I
Oh,
discard?
you fucking hell.
Get him out of the way early.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
The blaster slams
Get him out of the
into
way.
Amosruin as he's already reeling back from Rebellios's riposte, as it might be known in the history books one day. Anything else in your turn, Ansel?
No, not this time.
Obsidian, it is now your turn. Our vision moves to the Dragon Necromancer. You're watching as the walls are being contested, but your focus is upon the forces of Amosruin. What do you do?
Is at this point in time, I wish I could move faster. I cannot. So what he will do is he will pass. What will he pass? He will cast Spectral Hand, summoning forth his small, very fast-moving ghost hand. And he will, so fire up Spectral Hand. He will jump from the wall, which I don't know how it works really. He's 30 feet high and his feather fall. I suspect it won't take more than half his movement to reach the floor, though, because I mean feathers still fall pretty quickly. He just lands.
I'll just say half your movement. You'll still have half of your movement remaining when you land. Yeah.
And he can move another. Yeah, so he can move another 15 in that case. So he can move to there. Yeah, and that's unfortunately all he can do because he's cast and moved. But he has cast two of the most important spells. Those are now out of the way, so everything else will now be offensive after this, if we can get back to it.
As our vision moves from Obsidian, we are now met with Rebellios once again. What do you do?
Rebellios, having heard the cries from Ansel and Obsidian, will bellow to the two of them, "You will have your revenge. I shall assist, but you will have the fall for him." And I'm going to take a move action to move around him. So I'm just moving around his threat range. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So around to go to there. Now, normally, this would be a standard action. But because I cast Arcane Spell Surge, for the next now 13 rounds, all my spellcasting time is reduced. So all standard actions are quickened. All round castings are a standard action. So essentially, I've given myself all quicken meta magic for every single spell for the duration. It's my best spell, but
That's incredible.
so as a swift action, I need to measure. That's a shame. Well, actually, no, it's not. I'm sorry. It's a 30-foot radius. So, that 5, which is that's the radius. So everyone there, so all 5 of those creatures, Rebellios swings around, and as he does, these wings that he's been using explode from his back. Except now, these angel wings are huge. They span that entire 30-foot diameter radius, and he casts Wings of Flurry as he just explodes the wings. Just like that, causing everyone to make a reflex save as he beats his angelic wings to everyone.
The fuck are all these wings? There's so many different wings.
I know, loads of wing spells.
Hot wings, we love it. What is their reflex saving throw that they must achieve?
DC 23 for all 5 of them.
Okay. Let's start with the Abishais. That is a failure. That is a failure. That is a success from the first caster. And a success from the second caster. Both rolled incredibly high, but the 2 Abishai fail.
And Amosruin?
Of course, Amosruin himself. The Idolator, the Malebranche.
Oh, I do have
Also
against
succeeds.
him. There was a caster level check, but he succeeded. But yeah,
He succeeds.
that's fine. So the casters and Amosruin take half damage.
Does Amosruin take half damage if you didn't meet the spell resistance?
I'm so sorry. Yes, I'll do a caster.
Let's just do
level
it
check just to
anyway,
see.
yeah.
So I have +2 to this, so it's technically 16. 28.
You push through the spell resistance, so you'll still take half damage. Good job.
So caster and Amosruin take half damage. Not the Idolators, the
Abishais, yeah.
will take full damage.
Okay.
And are dazed for 1 round.
Oh, so they can't do actions, yes? They can move, but they can't do actions.
No, they can't do actions, but they can defend. They take no penalty to their armor class.
Okay.
So they take 48 points of damage each, and everyone else takes 24.
Oh!
Here's the fun thing. That was just the swift action. So, as my main action, I will deliver 1 attack to the back of Amosruin. So,
Okay, the eye of the Paragon is upon you. As a swift action, once per day, the eye of the Paragon is with you, Rebellios. You have true strike for your next attack.
so that's +20, isn't it?
Correct.
This is a ridiculous +40 to my attack. So 57.
BAM! Is a hit against Amosruin as the eye of the Paragon is with you. You hit.
I hit him for 30 points of damage, and then I'm going to also activate Aegis Breaker to activate Dispel. So now I'm going to attempt to dispel him as a targeted dispel, of which I get a +10 to this. It's capped because of the enchantment.
Okay.
I'm trying to get all of these done now. So dispel.
So targeted dispel, yes?
Yes.
So the DC for this spell check is 11 plus the spell's caster level.
And I make a d20 +10.
Correct, okay. So 11 plus the spell's caster level is... So wait, does he go first? I don't understand that. So
No, that's the DC I have to beat. So whatever that kind of heroism
Oh, I
spell,
see.
whatever.
Because you're contesting the spell caster's level. Now, is that the spell or is that the character's level?
The spells.
Spells caster level.
Yeah, it's the caster level
Yeah.
of the
Okay.
caster, not the spell.
So you need to make a dispel
So,
check.
like, my caster level is 14 because I'm level 14.
So you've got to get 21.
21. Ah, that's a shame.
Bloody hell.
You can see there's a rippling off the hammer as he attempts to dispel, but that's okay.
But still an incredible turn as Rebellios makes his presence felt. It is now the Red Abishais, and both of them are wounded, but still have plenty of fight in them. And both of them will immediately target you, Rebellios. They both, with a single beat of their wings, are upon you,
They're
screeching.
both dazed.
Oh God! Yeah, in that case, they will just use. You're absolutely right.
Only for one round, but
They will instead use their movement just to threaten you. In that case,
I don't think they can even move.
they
Can
can't
take
move
no
either.
actions. They just get no penalty to their armor class. They can defend themselves, but they can't do anything else.
Okay. Well, how is? Okay. All right. Fair enough.
As they're just sort of like recoiling still. From
Yeah,
the
they're
blast.
just their wings sort of flapping, trying for them to get like an equilibrium. But I guess they stand there unable to right themselves. In that case, then we now move to the Firebrand Arcanists.
Here we go.
They're going to direct their attention. They need to 5, 10, 15, 20. Because they know who they're here for. Ansel and Obsidian, please make a reflex saving throw. DC.
Magic.
It is magic. It is a
Spell
spell that is hurtling your way, both of you. $24 for Ansel. And your reflex save, please, Obsidian.
1.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
on-
So Ansel, use.
Depending on what the spell is.
It's well, what do you mean by that? Sorry, just so I'm aware.
He has immunities.
Sleep, stun, paralysis, poison, or disease.
As a fireball explodes around.
I don't have any sort of reason to fire.
So, yeah, I'm so sorry. So I'll roll the damage. Obsidian, you will take the full amount then. Ansel, you will take half of what I roll. As
Yummy.
one of the Arcanists just slams them. And you remember this behaviour from them previously. You remember them blasting at you from the walls. This, it seems, is no different when they attack settlements to when they defend them. Let's see. Fireball. Oh, 36 points of fire damage. Bam! Explodes around you. So half of 36
Is 18.
is 18. So 18 points of fire damage to Ansel, 36 to
But
Obsidian.
they see some of the fire is ineffective against Ansel as he has fire resistance 5.
Nice.
So he does. Yeah, the flames lick off you as you are resistant to that power. Very good.
Do I take damage reduction off it as well, or is that separate?
Damage reduction applies to everything.
It's every
unless it
kind of
says
damage unless
magic
it says
bypasses.
magic, yeah.
Then there's even further reduction due to that.
I also have a small reduction. So how much was that? Sorry, Rob. It was 36, did you say?
36, I'm afraid, yeah.
That's fine. So I'll take quite a lot of it still. Do you know what? I'm going to write it on this because that's getting very worn out.
This one is also moving down here. Dom, roll me a d4. 1 and a 2 and it's Ansel, 3 and a 4 and it's Obsidian. Obsidian, make another reflex saving throw.
No, 20. 29.
Oh! Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant. Well, listen. Because it was that. And I've made a mistake. You evade it. That was meant to be me rolling, but we'll keep it as it is for now. You defend yourself as a powerful.
Thanks for not wasting my nat 20.
That's what I thought. I was like,
Well, I'll just put it on the next
we'll
roll
just
that I
say
have to
I'll
do.
rewrite it in my brain that he threw a different spell at you that required reflex. What I will say, you did see a powerful ice spell blast at you, Obsidian, but you were just too quick and moved out of the way in time.
Will you allow me a spellcraft to figure out what it was?
Yes. I even
Just
have the spell.
give us a quick 21.
Redium. 21. Interesting. What level of spell is this? I think we learned from our urban takeover days that the rolls are a bit more savage on these, aren't they? So I might actually look that up because that might be a crucial point if you actually know what that spell is. So spellcraft.
I'm not
know
sure. I
the-
mean, we generally we've always been fairly by the book with spellcraft
Well,
checks.
that's
I
why
think it's
I
more
wanna-
lockpicking and stuff. We've been
But
quite generous.
sometimes I will just
Apparently.
I'll measure it with my eyes. You know what I mean? Like I'm like one of
Mhm.
those maniacs when it comes to baking a cake. I won't measure it. I'll just throw something in it. Then I'll do the same with my
Do your
spellcraft
heart
checks.
says.
Exactly. So identify a spell being cast is 15 plus the spell level. The spell level is 5. 15 plus 5.
Mm-hmm.
You succeed. So, let me see. This is what you believe to be an ice lance. So this is ice that transforms into a lance on its journey towards the caster and the target, and would deal significant ice damage and have a numerous effects, primarily that of stunning if it hits you. So you really don't want to be hit by that spell if it comes out again, is all I will say. That is the caster's turn. Brigade of Wyst with a plus 12 to the roll. Obsidian, please, if you don't mind.
Go on, Brigade.
19 this time.
At the caster again.
Same caster. Yeah, we want to take the casters
Roll
out.
4d6 for me, please.
Lovely stuff. 16 this time. One less than last time.
What is it like as Brigade of Wyst and Black Whisper and Mr. Nobby and the Necrowagon itself just impale this guy with a ballista and it kills him dead?
They've got a little, because it's a ballista, they've got a little arc to them, I think. So it's going up and down. It goes through the chest, impales the guy to the floor, and his body slowly slides down until he's kind of. But he's literally just sort of he's sort of laying back, but he's not on the floor because it's in the ground. He's about at that angle. It's just still sort of half standing.
Amazing. So that was the one that got hit with you before,
Brigade's giving
and
it
he'd
the arm
also taken some damage from the blast of spells and wings and stuff. So he succumbs. His counterpart still remains and looks okay-ish. That was Brigade of Wisp. We're now back to the top of the round, and Amosruin is staring down at his assailant. He's going to turn to Rebellios and will say, "Fool! You were a fool to stand against Amosruin." What is your armor class as he goes for a full round of attacks?
This is fun. So my armor class is 34, but he also takes a -4 to melee attacks because of how bright my armor is. So my armor class is basically 38.
Oh,
Good.
Okay,
Thank you
can
for
you kill
working that
Obsidian
out.
so I can go away and fucking do some tune-ups? Jesus Christ!
Do you want me to just modify my armor class?
Yeah. So it's 38. Yeah,
38, yes.
that's fine. So
Fuck me, dude. That's insane.
first one is a miss with his most potent strike, but he rolls quite badly. Okay. Remember, it said out last time that he basically couldn't miss Sylaster because of that curse, by the way, because of his attacks being so high. His second attack. Possibly a critical. I'm so sorry, this isn't me. I promise you that's possibly
That's all
a critical.
Ready your next character.
But it is just a hit, not a critical, because he couldn't confirm against the 38. 38.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a miss.
This is all my spells, I will point out.
16, 17, and that's a miss as well.
But you've
So
got spells to boost your armor class.
Yes.
this is his.
Right.
This is his whole jam, I believe.
Bloody impressive.
And because it's your whole jam, Rebellious, perhaps you could describe to us what it looks like as Amosruin, this fiend with this Ransur, is not able to strike him once in a full round of attacks.
I can liken it to, you remember in the Lord of the Rings when they go to attack and then like the light from like Gandalf is so bright they're just like ah. It's almost like that. As he goes to attack, this champion is reinforced with so much magical energies, but as he goes to attack, it's almost like that daylight reflects back. It's almost like it's retributive and it's sort of activating, and as it does, it dazzles him for a moment, causing him to miss the first. However, there is something afterwards, I will say, once the damage is done.
Well, he's not done any damage to you. He missed you
I thought he
entirely,
hit-
didn't he? No, he missed you
No,
with all
he-
of them.
Hit you once.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
he just didn't
No,
confirm,
he
did
just
he?
didn't confirm
You're
the
absolutely right.
critical, you got a
Thank
hit.
you for your honesty. Thank you. 26 points of piercing damage for that one strike.
Oh, nice. As that Rancer just impales itself through the armor, there is a blue light that just comes from Rebellious' neck, and Amosruin notices almost the same, that he is being pierced through the chest as he takes half of that damage from a retributive attack.
Half of
I can only do a few
28?
of those. No. Oh, so it was 26, so he just takes
26,
13
sorry.
points of damage.
13.
Like he looks at his hand as you've burnt him with your internal light. What is this? As he takes damage on his turn and doesn't hit you once.
He glances.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, he does. Yeah, he glanced you once. Don't know why I keep forgetting that. I just removed it from my brain. That's his turn. Ansel, you see that this figure is batting Amosruin's attacks away. What do you do?
Well, seeing as the angel has a Amosruin for now, I'll assist in removing the spellcasters. See if I can get through its spell resistance. So I'll launch an attack at the remaining spellcaster with the sickening blast.
Okay, against his touch.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
27.
Easily strikes him, and he has no spell resistance. You'll be glad to hear.
I'm very glad to hear. 25 points of damage and a fortitude save DC 21 or be sickened.
Oh my god! What was the save?
21.
He fails the save. You smash him with this power, and he just gives a shriek, and like he's barely able to pull himself back up with the trauma of the strike, Ansel. But he is, I guess, cursed. Yes.
Yeah, second.
Second, sorry,
with
second.
The power. Yeah, so obviously that's
Minus
-2
two.
and weapon damage.
And weapon damage. How could I forget?
I suspect he's probably not going to use a weapon.
Yeah, he just like vomits loudly on the floor of the battlefield as that happens. Anything else on your turn?
No, I don't want to move. I think.
Okay. Our vision now moves.
Actually, Actually, I will curse him as well because of
I mean, why not?
Nice.
I don't suspect he'll live very long, actually, based on your description of him. But he needs to make a DC 21 will save.
Also a failure. He is cursed.
He's cursed.
Further plus -2.
Yeah, -2 to all the same things.
Yeah. The power of the sickle moon is upon him, and he wilts beneath its light. Our vision moves to Obsidian, the dread necromancer. You're looking across the field, and you've just taken a blast of fire on your last interaction. What happens
he's
now?
okay. He will move to. Yeah, we'll go. He'll move to there. I wish this is one of those combats where the battlefield is much bigger. I wish he could move a little bit faster, but he cannot. So he will move to there. The whole time he will be shouting for his, because he forgot on the last turn, King Wraith to join in the Goram fight.
Goram.
20 this time, even better. Get your ass down here.
I obey, he hisses. And the Wraith will move his maximum speed to join you with a double move.
Yes, I have the Wraith stats here.
Oh, actually, he can move 60. Can he get into target with anyone with 60?
He can move 60 feet.
Oh, you can control
I've moved him a little bit. I don't know why.
Him.
Yeah, I can. No, he can't. So he will just come and move. We'll go here, next to me. Why not? We'll just bring him in next to me.
Yeah, he manifests next to you in the field.
And Obsidian will, using his Spectral Hand, attempt a touch attack. Will he? No, he won't. Actually, before he does that, I think what he will do is he will cast a 60-foot cone from where he is at the moment, which I've just been measuring out, and he can get all of them whilst missing Rebellios.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
And I think the Shade will be immune to it anyway. Yep. So he is going to cast. This is a cone-shaped burst. There is no saving throw, but there is spell resistance.
Okay.
So if they have spell resistance, then I will roll for that. Obviously, big guy does.
Amosruin first, then yes, please.
For sure. So one cast level check. I'm going to just double check because I do have, I think, spell penetration. Yes, I do. So it's my level, isn't it?
Your level plus.
Let's ask the expert Dom. Plus the 2. So cast a level.
2. Yeah.
Natural 20, 36.
Nothing would stand in the way of that. Yeah, it just wipes through the spell.
Beautiful.
The spell resistance. Yeah.
I cast one of my top levels. Waves of Exhaustion.
Oh no! Here we bloody go.
With every single thing he has, waves of energy cause all living creatures in the spell's area to become exhausted. The spell has no effect on a creature that is already exhausted. Let's have a very quick look at exhausted, because I think it's just a significant neg.
It is, yeah.
Is it -6?
It's a lot. It's a fair amount. I didn't have this available in the last combat because I was out of this level of spell.
They move at half speed, take a
-6 to... Yeah. So that's all 3 of them in the area of the spell. They need an hour of complete rest to recover from it. -6 to strength and dexterity, half speed.
Yeah, he gives a bellow. I'll make sure that we apply that to his attacks.
I think that this is... as he's moved into position, he's yelled for the wraith. He's kind of in the moment, and he's feeling a lot of emotion still. So he uses both hands. He does the incantation, and then he uses both, and just with everything he's got, and he just screams at the top of his lungs as this huge wave of horrific sapping power just seems to take some of him with it as he gets a skinnier as he casts it.
Incredible. That's so epic. And the landscape goes a sort of like a green, like a lightning flash when you see everything illuminated for a second, but of a ghostly green as it wipes across him. Rebellious,
The ground has got some grass and stuff on it, right? So there's just like an area of like the prone that's just all dead ground now.
Love it. I love that so much. And in stark contrast to the grave-like sights of the ground, we see this angelic figure raise his weapon once more, as it is now your turn, Rebellious, against the Idolator. What do you do?
Yes, shouting to the strangers, "Yes, strangers, come have your revenge. I shall keep him busy a moment longer." As I cast swift action, I cast Wraith Strike upon myself. So all of my attacks now will
Don't hit my wraith. What the hell?
An enemy!
Against your Wraith, yes. They're all going to be
Strike.
resolved as touch attacks.
Ooh,
And then as a full round of attack, I'm going to power attack, and I'm going to take 5 off each of these.
Peas and rice.
So this is on his touch.
Oh my god!
Oh, I throw on a 20.
His armor class will have been lowered by 3 now, wouldn't it? So
Yeah.
easier to hit.
Because of the shade and...
Oh no, it would have been more because of the shade, but -6 to dexterity, so...
He doesn't have any bonus because of Dex, I don't believe, on his armor class.
Oh, does he not? Alright, fair
No,
enough.
sorry, yeah.
Wow, his armor class is just his skin? Fuck!
If you reduce his dexterity, you still take a negative to armor class.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true, actually.
Let me check.
Even if his dexterity is 0,
I'm not trying to
it would neg him.
more power him. He doesn't need it, so this isn't me trying to
Doesn't need
blag. I'm not trying to blag. No, he won't get any bonus because of Dex to his armor class. No. That I can see, anyway, I promise you.
Okay.
Cool.
Sorry, continue.
So second attack was at 25 on his touch.
So 34 is hit, 25 is hit his touch, yes.
And 8.
Still hits his touch.
Oh, really? Oh, he whiffs it. But that's pretty good. So that's a damage boost of an extra. Oh.
Yeah, that's savage.
Just roll this up. He's also going to be subject to 2 dispel checks after this, because that's all I've got left. 4. The full might of the Aegis Breaker. Rolling the dice. 143 points of damage on power attack.
What?
Well, damn.
And that consists of 3 attacks, or that was just 1 attack?
That was 3 attacks.
I was going to say,
attack.
yeah, that's fine.
That's with all of my spells in there, which I will talk about.
I need my calculator. My brain. Oh my god. He's still alive.
Okay.
But this is a sight that was not witnessed in the last fight. He wasn't really touched much. He got some diminishing properties from your spell casting and the like, things like that, but he wasn't really physically injured. Rebellious, you just smash his face in at this point with his hammer. You just brutalize him. And he staggers back, and he needs to take a beat of his wings to stop himself from falling to the ground. As he looks sort of like his pupils go minutely and tiny and fiery as he's just zoning on you.
Excellent. And then the DC was 21 to dispel heroism.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So I've got 2 attempts at this.
Yes.
That's the first, and then my last 27 on the second hit.
Oh my god, his extra boost to his saves has gone as well. You just smash through the magic that's surrounding him as well. Just break it with your hammer, and the magic is just cast into the ether. Oh my god. Okay, interesting. Anything else, Rebellios, dare I ask?
Nope. That's it.
The 2 Abishai are no longer dazed. And they will fall upon you, Rebellios, because they see that you are the closest immediate threat. So they will both swing down, get the flanking bonus on you. Armor class, please.
They're both melee, so that's 38 for both.
So everyone is subject to this. My god, I thought it was like a targeted thing against him.
Nope. Anyone who melee attacks me takes an extra -4.
So, I mean, it's pointless re-rolling, really, unless they crit. The 2 Abishai like slam against your defenses and try and cut through with hellish blades, but you stop them. What does it look like?
You know what? I don't think Rebellios is even paying them much attention. He's so focused on them. His armor's doing the work. His shield spell is moving around, almost doing the hard grunt work for him. You can see other like nimbus of lights moving around him, catching attacks as they come in as well.
Oh my god! Right. That, I assume, is the end of your... that was their turn, wasn't it? Let me bring up this. Okay. With a plus, this one is going to... Seeing that he has been grievously exhausted by that power, he is going to try and retaliate magically against you, Obsidian. And this time he's going to try and use the spell correctly.
Which one is that?
The remaining spellcaster.
Okay.
Okay, so he's just got to do a normal attack roll to hit you. It isn't ranged touch, it's just a normal attack. So what is your standard armor class, Obsidian?
My standard armor class is 19.
I'm afraid that as a hit, as a ice lance just shoots through the air and slams into your chest, Obsidian. I require you to make a, well, actually first, let's do the damage. 22 points of cold damage. I just realised, actually, that was probably a dumb thing to throw at you. You're probably immune to that. Or resistant. Resistant to cold?
He's not, no, summons are.
That's what I'm thinking of, yes. Well, anyway, 22 points of cold damage. Can you also please give me a fortitude saving throw? DC 22.
22. Did you say fortitude?
Fortitude, please, and it is a spell, of course, if you get any bonuses.
Okay. Yeah, well, in which case, what he's going to do is use his concentration in place of fortitude.
Yeah, so the band
headband.
of your headband, yeah, activates, giving you a
So it
concentration.
activates the headband.
Yep, so
I do still need to roll, because...
Yep, 22. You'll be fine.
Oh,
I
you motherfucker.
shouldn't have said it, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You got plus 19 and rolled a fucking 2, man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. The fucking odds of that are ridiculous. Okay, never mind.
No, you're not going to
Doesn't
like
matter.
it.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I roll 1d4. I always do that.
You asking me? You telling me to roll 1d4?
No, I am. I'm rolling. 1. Obsidian. Blissfully, you are stunned for 1 round.
Oh, so...
could have been worse.
Right.
Could have been better. You also, of course...
Yeah, I know. I'd rather just take 50 points of damage.
I know, than lose a turn.
I don't like just being out of the combat.
I'm sorry, mate. You're not holding anything, are you? So you're not going to drop anything, are you? You just have hands free, don't you? So you're fine.
Yeah. It's all good.
That was his turn. It is now Brigadier Wyst's turn. Well, you still get to act in the combat, Matthew. Please roll plus 12 roll with a d20 at whoever you're targeting.
Well, I mean, he's got to
both
move it forwards,
Abishai
I think, to
look
get in line,
quite-
but he's going to aim at the
That's
other
fine.
caster.
That's fine, yep. So they roll around here, I'll say.
Caster, baby, caster. 23.
Please roll 46.
13.
So while Obsidian is struck with this lance, the lapse in concentration means that the spellcaster is also hit, and because he's already been ravished by a number of attacks, that is enough to destroy him. Obsidian, what is it like as the Necrowagon annihilates the second spellcaster to death?
I think this one just, it goes through his head and it explodes in a ball of blood and gore.
Sport,
Like
it says.
a grindhouse movie.
For Wyst! For Wyst! Brigard yells, and as he shouts that, I think that's a perfect time for us to take a very short break. For those of you watched up to this point and enjoying the series, please don't hesitate to give us a like and subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time the bones are rolled. We'll be back to conclude the Battle of Wyst after these short messages.
Get on with it so I can be unstunned.
Get on with it!
Please.
I don't like... Get on with it!
As cries from the heavens beg the mortal forces to get on with it, we move our vision back to the top of the round. Amosruin is broken, wounded. He gives out a terrible yell as he swings his rancer in front of you, Rebellios. And he, with a single beat of his wings, will give a terrible roar. And it's a roar that you recognise, Ansel and Obsidian, because he did this in your combat last time too. He gives a terrible roar. But Ansel, you are just outside of the radius, so you're not affected by this. I measured in the break. However, Obsidian and Rebellios will need to make a will save, please. You want to pass this one.
I want to pass all of them. Is it sleep, stun, paralysis, poison, or disease?
No.
It's never those.
It never is it?
You're too high level now, Matthew.
29.
Those sort of things are not affecting you anyway.
So both of you are resolute as he bellows, activating his Malebranche fear aura with his roar. You are not panicked. As you had failed, you would have panicked, and we would know that for 10 rounds you would have been out of the fight, basically. So, well done for passing. He gives a roar. Unfortunately, that is a failure. He had hoped to panic you, which would then mean he could fly away without provoking an attack of opportunity. Instead, he provokes an attack of opportunity of you, Rebellios, as he attempts to get airborne.
I will take it. 26 on his normal.
Ding! The Rancer blocks out of the way and whoom, he leaps into the air. Now 60 feet in the sky is going to prepare some grim
He wouldn't
work.
be sick. He's half movement, and he's flying straight up, which, if he's flying straight up, also half movement. He wouldn't be 60 feet in the sky.
Why is he half movement again, remind me?
Because of my waves of exhaustion.
Okay, so he has a fly speed that is significant, so he will still be able to get that height with half.
Okay.
Actually, he could probably get higher, but I don't think you'll want that, so let me just determine what half of that is. Exactly what I needed, 60. So half of 120 fly speed is 60. He will move half of his flight speed 60 feet in the air. But that exhaustion is weighing on him. Beating his wings
Doesn't feel
double
like
hard.
I feel like it's affected him at all.
He looks really bad, like he's exhausted, been battered by Rebellios. He is not looking good at all, I can assure you. In a weakened state, he lifts himself into the air. Ansel, you watch as the gravely injured Amosruin tries to take to the skies. What do you do?
How high is it? Did you say 30 feet?
60.
60 feet. Fuck.
You can also fly, though, can't you?
I can also fly, can't I? I'm just thinking if he's 60 feet in the air, like the Pythagoras thing comes into play, and I can't do that maths quickly.
No, that's fine. You can move, if you can move 30, we can say if you can move your speed, which is like rising diagonally, you will then be within range of him if needs be. That's fine. I didn't say he's moving out of to deprive you of range, but that's what he has to do what he wants to do next. So that's why he's done it.
Yeah. No.
So you can give chase till you're in range of whatever you want to do. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I'll do that. I'll do it diagonally, like you say, to
Perfect.
get within range of him, and then let's roll this dice and fail to beat his spell resistance because it's tradition. 28
gets through.
Is it? Oh my god! I beat his spell resistance.
Nice, well done.
Well done. Just
I did beat it once
after him, and you hurl your blast at him.
Ansel flies into the air, and he's like, "Where do you think you're going?" As he fires 66 of moonbeams.
Touch armor class still, yes.
Oh yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
It would be unlikely
that's the attack roll.
That.
Oh my god, actually. What are the chances of that? Would 24 have touched his armor class?
Yes.
Then I just miss. Hilarious.
Yeah, you just hurtle the blast at him, but it just misses him by some miracle. Your rage throws your target off, and you miss him. Anything else on your turn?
No. Yeah, I'll just cast one of these guys. They can. That one can suffer a curse. DC 21 will save.
Is a failure for the Abishai. Number 2 is now cursed.
Excellent. Yeah. Cool. Yep. Done.
With that, it is now Obsidian's turn. Boom. Stunned is over. You may act on your next turn.
I think I cursed my.
Oh yeah, shit. Oh, I had a plan as well. Okay, well the Wraith can still act, can't it? So the Wraith will go and attack that one there.
Yeah,
got a little move to that side of him, so it's flanking.
Yeah.
I had that open, then I've changed it for spells. Right, there we go. Okay, so the Wraith will do an incorporeal touch attack.
Yes.
On that Abishai, which is 18 on his touch armor class, and rolled a fucking 2.
Thankfully,
roll 20 does not like us today.
On the touch Abishai's, the red Abishai's touch armor class. That is a touch.
Right, in which case, DC 25 Fortitude save.
It will attempt to do so, but he is cursed, and thus is reduced in his ability to resist this. It's a really good roll. And the curse does him! The curse does him! That is a failure, so he
had an effect.
He is subject to
maximum damage.
D8 Constitution drain.
So he'll take 12 points of normal damage.
Yeah.
And 6 points Constitution drain.
Ouch.
Now, this isn't something that will just stops when you hit 0 or 1, right? Does it? It just keeps going until you're dead, right?
Actually, if he dies from the Constitution drain of a Wraith, he becomes a Wraith.
Does he become a standard Wraith?
He'll
Yeah.
become a standard Wraith. Yeah, he won't become a Dread Wraith. Dread Wraith becomes a Dread Wraith over time, I think. I think you have to level up into one, essentially. So he will become a normal Wraith. The only problem is, of course, he's on nobody's side.
Yes, I was going to say.
What is it like?
What?
First of all, he succumbs to the curse, so he gets struck with the Dread Wraith. But as it is under your command, Obsidian, what is it like as the Abishai is transformed and taken into the realm of the dead?
Oh, literally, I mean, the Wraith goes for the touch attack, which essentially is just wisping through the body of whatever it touches. Only this time, because it kills him, as it does so, there's a trail that leads behind, which pulls his soul out, which just forms into this Wraith, which looks down upon the lifeless body it's just left. And I guess feels rage and confusion, the rage and confusion of general undeath. Doesn't know what's happened to it, and now goes on a rampage.
Rampage it will, yes. But that'll be when it acts on your turn. For now, Rebellios, it is now your turn. You watch as Amosruin is above for now, 60 feet in the air, wings beating. Yeah, what do you do?
Yes, I think as you were saying, because it's half speed just to vertically ascend, I would not be able to do much if I were to give chase. Seeing as the Dread Wraith has already dispatched one of them, and I'm like, well, we'll deal with the Wraith later. As a swift action, I will I'll burn a level 7 slot. As those wings reappear, so for 7 rounds, they're just now there. And then I will just use a full round to double move up. So I match 60 feet up, and I hover there, but I can't do anything else.
Shoom, yep, you shoot up to meet him.
Oh,
Excellent.
I will provoke an attack of opportunity, though.
You will, from the Abishai. Oh, 38, is it still?
Yes.
Well, he rolls a 5. And it's a hit!
Yay!
Because I've given him plus 57 for some reason. No, he misses. It bounces off your defences, Rebellios, as you take to the skies, where you belong, where your heart lies. And you draw a level with him.
That's all I can do.
This red Abishai, in fury, will abandon you, thinking that he will leave you to his hell lord. So instead, will just beat its wings to land next to Obsidian. What is your armor class, Obsidian?
19.
Swings to strike at you, but as you come out of your dazed state, you react just in a split-second time to dodge the Abishai's flaming tail. The flaming tails that worked against your summons the last battle you had against them. How do you defend yourself?
Oh, I mean, he's kind of staggering around the field a little bit. He's kind of in a bit of a haze with this fight, so I think he just sort of staggers out the way of it, and then we'll follow up with his move afterwards of just pure. He's just working on pure emotion right now.
Very good. That was the Abishai, because the other one has been transformed into... I suppose he would go on his turn, though, so it's still the same entity, isn't it?
It is still the same entity, and
so let's just see if that Wraith...
He'll attack whatever is closest to him, I guess.
Well, what's closest to him is his Wraith. So I think he would be under control of the Wraith, but I like to think that the Wraith has to convince him, just as you have to convince the Wraith. So I want you to...
Hang on, Spawn are under the command of the Wraith that created them.
Ah, well, there you go then.
So yeah.
This Wraith and his mate now will act together. So what is this Wraith doing then, as you command?
They have a perfect fly, so let's have them both fly up to Amosruin.
Yep, they do so. Shoom.
60 feet, which I think, because their fly is
Normal speed,
not
so
like
you
flight
get
on the
to
air,
act
they
as
don't
well.
have to suffer the straight up penalty because they're not fighting against air to fly upwards.
Okay. Yeah, well, his normal speed is 60, so he can do an attack too.
Yeah, they both fly at 60, so they can both do it. So they'll both fly up and they'll both attempt.
But the other
touch.
Wraith, I believe, has already acted this turn, hasn't it? It acted on your turn. I'm making this one act on the Abishai's turn. The other Wraith.
The other one will act on the Abishai's turn, so it'll stay then where it was, but it'll fly
next
up to him
turn,
afterwards. But the big
I
one
will just reset it. Yeah, that's fine. Next turn we'll reset it, so it'll act together. Yeah.
Not a problem. So, plus 16 on his touch armor class, so that's a 23 on his touch armor class.
On Amosruin's touch armor class is a hit.
Yes, and now obviously, well, that is 2d6 damage, which is just normal damage. You'll take 8 points of damage from the DC 25 Fortitude save, which, I mean, I don't know what negs he's taken, really. I haven't negged him all that much this fight.
He did lose. He
lose
has
it last
lost
time.
the heroism that is on him. That's the only neg you would say that he's had to his saves, for sure.
We
He
need to
is
work on that if we're gonna...
successful in that save, however, so he doesn't take any constitution drain, but he does take a licking from the Wraith. As it is now their turn, the other one...
Oh, hang on a minute. That was that was the small one's turn, wasn't it? You said. Yeah. I just moved the big Wraith, which goes on my turn. So
that's fine. Next round, they're all going to act on your turn, just for ease.
I'll just skip the big guy's turn on my next turn so that we get back in order, because I fucked that up.
That's fine. So both of the Firebrand
Otherwise
Arcanists
I'll get confused.
Are also slain, so we move over them, and we are now on to Brigade of Wyst, plus 12 against the target of your choice, Obsidian.
Well, I mean, I suspect it's probably a good idea to try and bring big guy out of the sky now, so we'll just keep going on that. He's going to aim up at the Amosruin. Come on, 26.
Ting blocks it with his Ranseur as the ballista bolt hurtles up towards him. We are back to the top of the round.
Keep trying, brother.
Amosruin gives a fiendish battle yell. Ah! I have come for the strangers. It is the strangers I will destroy. And he hurtles towards the ground, provoking an attack of opportunity from the Wraith and Rebellios.
Oh.
As he hurtles into a death dive towards you both.
The Wraith will critical fail. 18 on his touch.
Is just a hit, so that's just a miss for him.
So it's just a miss, and the Wraith misses.
28.
Is a miss. It bounces off of Amosruin as he hurtles out of the sky. Let's do this fairly. Obsidian 1 and 2, Ansel 3 and 4, and
I'm closer
to remove any blame. I will roll this one, and I won't just
we would have blamed each other. Roll
1d4. So 1 and a 2 and it's Obsidian he goes for.
I don't mind damage.
3 and a 4 it's Ansel. 1 and a 2 Obsidian. He just comes hurtling down the Ranseur high. It blocks the sun behind him, and it sort of like reflects as he like soars down, and just is going to annihilate you if he hits with this brutal charge.
I don't see how he could not hit, to be honest. He's never missed me before. Well, actually, to be fair, he didn't really try and hit me before.
That's either a 1 or a 20.
That is a 20. That is possibly a critical hit. Now, you have something that prevents this, do you not, Obsidian?
I have a 25% critical miss chance, so I will roll a d4, and if it's a 1, it's not a crit. But do you want to roll to confirm it and see if he confirms it anyway? My
Your
armor class is
classes.
19. 19. It's very hard for him to miss me, I accept that.
That is a hit, so it would confirm if he hits you.
Is he d4? It's a 3, so it is a critical. Okay, bring it on, baby.
Is that a table?
It is the table. Oh, God, let me.
C'est la table.
Wait, don't
76.
roll until I've got it open. Never mind.
Sorry.
No. I like the anticipation. I like
I'm in
to
the
be
heat
able
of
to...
combat. If I survive, I can follow up with something, and if I don't, I can't. It's as simple as that. So we'll see what happens, won't we?
76.
I had a plan following this round as to
I mean-
because I realise I've taken some damage.
Roll a d4 for me, please.
This is how many limbs do you lose?
1. I lose one limb, and
You
it's my
lose
penis.
a finger, Obsidian.
Actually,
Fingers...
Finger?
So it's 76.
76.
Fingers injured, 1d4 dex damage roll. So it's 1d4. Out of the 4 fingers, you
Pinkies
take
come
one.
off.
You take 1 point of dex damage, but a standard critical hit on top
Hang
of
on.
it.
Yeah, standard critical hit is going to be the issue here, which is what?
I
2
am
times
just
his
going
damage or
to-
3 times his damage? How does he multiply? Give me a clue here.
You
Let
have
me-
damage reduction.
You do have damage
Yeah, I
reduction.
know, but I have damage reduction, but it's only 1 hit. So I have damage reduction of 6 points off of whatever you give.
I just want to check
Don't
that
think it's
because
gonna make much difference.
I've written it down here, but I just wanted
Oh,
to check.
I do lose a point of dexterity actually on that.
the
That's
real
annoying.
danger is if he has to use the dice roller app. Because
Yeah.
it's too nice.
Because
I mean-
I would have... I actually had to double check because I would have thought with this weapon he would have had ×3, but it doesn't say ×3, so it isn't. But it is still a powerful
Well,
charge.
What weapon is he using?
It's a Ranseur.
Yeah.
A Ranseur.
And it doesn't say it, so I'm not going to include it. We don't have to look it up.
Used a Ran.
Well, don't worry.
I've used a Ranseur.
Leave it to me.
Hey, man. Just I accept whatever is happening here. I accept if I'm not
I just
below
didn't
0,
want it to
fine,
be
and if
like-
I'm not, fine.
I was like,
Let's do
really?
this.
Is that not ×3? But apparently not. So, dice app.
I'm gonna follow with a fuck you if I survive. A fuck you move
So,
to Amosruin, but if I don't, then and still a fuck you because the wraith will finish him. No, it won't. Dread Wraith isn't as useful as I had hoped it would be.
not against... it's hard, isn't it, when they've got high saves.
Yeah, that's it's fine. He does a tiny amount of damage. It is what it is. You can't expect it to work every time. It's a D8 of con. I mean, fuck.
47
Come on, man.
points of piercing damage.
47.
Yeah, he rolled kind of
So
low,
it's
to be
gonna be
honest.
way more than
Yeah,
that.
he rolled super low at damage, but the thing is, he adds... Yeah, well, I'm not going to tell you, but he would have added a lot more onto there, but his exhaustion that he tries to get that strength, that bonus on the strike,
-6
that
on
has
strength.
slammed it slightly, so he still is able to deliver a crushing strike to you as he soars out of the sky. Bam! Slams the Ranseur for 47 points of damage into you, Obsidian, as he lands like a cat among the hens. Bam! And because, he was yelling at the strangers and he wanted to threaten the strangers with his turn. That was a move, that was a strike. That's his turn. Ansel, the towering figure of Amosruin, breathing hard, blood pouring from his sternum and from his mouth.
Sorry, Rob. He would have taken 5 points of damage from the spray of blood that came out of me.
The little piss of blood.
Yeah,
From the finger.
the fire in my blood that would have sprayed back at him.
Yeah, as he slices you, he goes, "Roar!" As it sprays across his face and burns his part of his eye away. and he just swings wildly at you blindly for a second. He's not looking good. Ansel, what do you do?
Ansel will try and double his chances of hitting by using his claws rather than his distance spell, seeing as he's there anyway.
Stuff.
So yeah, his arms extend out, and then from them the claws extend, and then 2 spell resistance checks. My nemesis. 25. 23.
First one is a success. The second one isn't. So yeah, you've passed.
Just don't roll another 1 then, man. Come on.
Don't say it. Jesus, that's what happened last time.
Energy, positivity, power to Ansel. Roll.
19 on his touch.
On his touch armor class, that is a hit. Roll your damage.
Fantastic.
Your claws
First.
need spell resistance.
Yeah, because they're the same as their
Same as his.
same magic as Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch.
Yeah, oof.
In
It's brutal, man. It's brutal.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough life. 19.
Very nice.
Oh
Very
my
nice.
goodness, that's very nice indeed. So what has happened is he hurtles out of the sky, like he hits Obsidian, penning the Dread Necromancer through the shoulder with the Rancer. The terrible bird burns through him, and he looks down and he sees that Ansel's claws are directly through his heart. Ansel, how do you kill Amosruin?
Oh my god, that's the first hit I've got on him properly.
He doesn't even realise. He suddenly realises that you've got him. What is it like?
I think Ansel, like, as he dropped out of the sky, Ansel had flown up with him like 15 feet. So Ansel just fully drops on top of him, stabs him in through the chest, bears him to the ground, and then he is gonna just like clamber around him as he does, like the sort of crooked spider that he is, till he gets to his face, and then he's just gonna go face to face with the devil and says, I know you don't have any free will, really. So, Amosruin, I forgive you. And he just kisses him on the forehead and then plunges his thumbs into his eyes.
And like he gives like a hollow wailing cry, and he shudders, and like he's trying to like reach up to grab your face to try and stop you, but he just doesn't have the strength because he's so exhausted from the waves, and eventually the struggles go to quivering twitches, and then Amosruin the Malebranche, the Idolator, is slain. The battle that has raged at the wall of Wyst has swung one way and the next, but with the defeat of Amosruin, the tide turns immediately. Some power is broken, and the Abishai that are there try and fly away, but are shot down as they make their retreat, and the cultists are rounded up and slaughtered beneath the walls where they stand. The Battle of Wyst is done. The Idolator is lying there, tongue rolling out of his vile mouth. And Ansel and Sylaster, this is the first time that you can fully behold the figure of Rebellios. And Rebellios in turn, this is the first time that you have met these adventurers that you have bidden to accompany with their coterie of different animals and shades and wraiths at their disposal.
I think with Rebellious turning his full attention on Ansel and Obsidian, I don't know about Obsidian, but
Can I just say at this moment, though,
Yeah,
Rebellios is still in the air. With his
Yeah.
like literally behind us, like in front
like a
of the
new
sun.
fucking sun shining in the sky. Yeah, and I think
Like this.
with that in mind, the fact that this like I don't know if he is holy or not, but this like shining being of light and purity looks down on them. I think Ansel, Ansel at least in the shade, and all of Ansel's coterie just like cringe away from the light, and almost not necessarily fear, but in sort of like they can't quite bear to look at him. All the light in their darkness is doesn't do well for them.
Obsidian has no choice, I don't think, but to look at him, because Obsidian, his mask is half off and he's laying on his back, looking up at the sky, having just suffered a very near-death experience with the thing right through his shoulder, and just is absolutely done from the battle. His hand is crushed and he's lost a finger. I think because of the slam attack that it wasn't sliced off. No. His hand was crushed and it has just been destroyed off.
Like a mad sausage. It's like
Rebellios
just looking up at this angel.
and he sort of catches that you're sort of like, oh. So he dismisses pretty much all the spells on him. You see his armor just disappears and is left with a white gold coat, a sort of splendid jacket. All those, the shield, the nimbus that was moving around him. You notice his weapons as well start to not look as vibrant as some of those spells, or diminish off that for a moment as he just turns that all off. As he comes over to you all, I do not intend for any recoil. It is just a side effect of the magic. Oh God!
oh, and he falls.
Right.
It's too powerful.
I caught my cord as I was moving. It just whoosh.
That sounds painful.
Yes.
My healing is limited. However, he pulls out this ornate-looking rod. It's calm down. This is you, Dom.
Stop it.
Made of.
I've never seen an ornate one before.
Yes, like a brushed metal, and he goes to you, Obsidian, and he uses his rod of bodily restoration to
Please don't do
restore
that.
to you
I don't. Oh, restoration.
4 points of dex damage.
No, don't do it. No, he said don't do it. No, he said don't do it. So you should probably respect his.
As I attempt to fix your finger.
He'll take the dex back,
okay.
by all means, and then he'll hold up as his hand his hand heals a little bit, so he can move it again with the finger missing.
Which finger?
So it's probably, I don't know what finger.
Well, it was out of 4, so
the cruelest one to lose.
Yeah, let's call it the ring finger. Call it the ring finger. Why not? The ring finger's gone.
Symbolism.
So like it heals up that a little bit, and then he holds up his hand, and said, "Please refrain from healing me with your divine powers, friend.
It
will do more harm than good."
It would have just been a potion. He pulls one out from his jacket. But I fear we must. We should probably recover your friend. As he gestures to the banner at the back. And then I must speak with you.
Yeah, you look and sort of solitary now at the place where the battle line has been drawn is that banner that is just silhouetted there upon the horizon.
Let's make our way over there, I suppose.
Yeah, so we'll make our way over to that, and as we're doing it, every time he has the chance, he'll cast it on himself. He'll just. Well, I don't think he needs to. No, I don't think he needs to hit himself to cast it on himself. I think he just thinks it and it casts on his body. Because why would he need to touch himself to cast it? He's always. I don't want to say he's always touching himself. That sounds wrong.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He was on 4 hit points. He had 4 hit points remaining. The end of that, so he was pretty. That was yeah. I was like with a crit, I was sure, but he survived. Beautiful.
Please, each of you give me a. Do any of you have anything in heal?
Yeah, I think so.
Nope.
Probably.
Give me a heal
I mean,
check,
you'd think,
please.
right?
You can use it unchained.
Yeah, well,
No,
yeah.
I don't have it in heal. I've always used my mortician in place of it.
Just wisdom then, if that's all you have.
19.
Also 19.
You're looking up at this charred, cremated figure that is nailed to this effective crucifix banner. It has no resemblance to the figure that has travelled with you far and wide due to the severity of the burns.
I think that I reckon we probably do it ourselves. We don't use powers. We don't use summons or magic. I think we take this thing down. We put work into this. The Necrowagon will come over. As it's been used as a funeral wagon in the past several times back in the city, I think that they will actually put for using their own hands into taking the body down and wrapping it in cloth. Which Obsidian, again, he'll take off his mask and sort of ply his trade, binding the body properly, professionally, in the old ways.
Do we know how the Snow Elves prefer their
I
bodies to be?
don't know specifically. I think that
I'm
Obsidian
pretty
might
certain
know.
Sylaster never told you.
No,
just-
Obsidian knows about elves because elves live in the city,
No,
so
he
probably will
did.
have done stuff in the past, but
Did
not
come
snow
up
elves specifically.
once, didn't it?
He mentioned, should he die, to be scattered as high as he can, as close to the sky as possible.
Okay.
Something along those lines, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. But I think in a very traditional kind of proper professional way, we'll bind the body, so that he can be transported safely and securely and is covered from onlookers. And they will load it into the back of the necro wagon, which they will then ride back into the.
Yes. And it is fitting that this wagon that has come with you on so many of your journeys is now the very thing that delivers Sylaster on his final journey beneath the threshold of Wyst. And as the cart trundles by, Pentad, militia forces, civilians that still remain behind the walls, all stand back and look with a reverence as the cart passes, flanked by Obsidian, Ansel, and this angelic figure that takes up the rear, and then finally, ghostly, the forces of Obsidian follow as well. The two wraiths, and it is like a supernatural moment where everyone's attention is on the strangers, and while sometimes you try and keep it low key, there is no avoiding what you are after the battle that took place, but also no hiding from the fact that it was the strangers that turned the tide of the Battle of Wyst. The Necrowagon trundles into the town, and with Sylaster's state as it is, you imagine that you would just be able to scatter his remains when it would be needed. So if you're happy for his remains to be bound ready in the necro
I
wagon, we can leave it
suspect.
there, or it's up to you.
He will cast. Does he have it? I suspect he's got gentle repose, right? Yeah.
Oh, easily. You used it.
You used it in
No, it
the
was
funeral, Long Live the King. Yeah.
no. He'd
He
already
does.
done
He'll cast
repose, but-
He'll cast gentle repose on the body, which he'll keep bound, and he'll keep it in the necro wagon. Which I think that he's probably got like a sort of coffin segment in the necro wagon that he doesn't uses that he used to use for like kids' toys and stuff. But since it's been used on a long journey, it's probably not been used for that for a long time. So it's all cleared out. So he'll store the body in a sort of coffined section of the necro wagon, and then at some point in the future, when they get the opportunity, they will take him on high
Perfect.
to the mountains.
It is a short while after, and the town is still reeling, but you are heartened to see that there is almost like a community effort, that is a spirit that is carried by everyone here. Everyone's handing out food and supplies and trying to tend to the wounded, what wounded there is of the militia and the Pentad forces. They seem very disciplined still. It seems that they took some losses, but nowhere near the amount of losses they would have taken had you guys not intervened, of course. So there is sort of like a gracious passing around you, where supplies have been brought to you and you've been given your own space. Brigid would have suggested going back to his where it's quieter, but there have been offers for you to maintain your stay within the Wishing Waves if you wanted as well, free of charge. And it's here where we will have Rebellios return to you. Rebellios, you would have perhaps done a quick scout of the walls just to see if there were any other foes following the initial force, and once you're satisfied, you can return to the strangers after their private moment. Here you stand before them. What is it that you discuss now in the battle's wake?
This comes at a difficult time for you, I suppose, but I must implore the urgency. Are you aware of how the Three Kingdoms are run?
I think even at this point where Rebellious isn't shining, Ansel is struggling to actually look at him. Like because of his like detect magic eyes, I imagine there's plenty of residual light that is making it difficult for Ansel to even like.
Oh, you would have seen all the spells that were on him then, so I can tell you those later. But yeah, there's
Moved me.
almost like a constant daylight just seems to resonate. So yes. Yes, so are you aware of how the Three Kingdoms are run?
Not in a, not in a, not really now. More have local knowledge.
We know of the king of Valdenor. We know of local leadership. We know the king of Valdenor. We have seen local leaders. We have had dealings with local leaders. But when it comes to all of the kingdoms combined, we do not know.
And Queen Malvara of Agistel, who bid you to this land at the beginning of this particular story.
Yes, we did, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So separate leaders, but no, we do not know how.
I see.
It's above our.
I will.
It's above us.
I would attempt to condense this as rapidly as possible, but I'm aware that you are aware of the gates and the Azamar who first came here. Their legacy lingers now as part of what we call the Concordant Council. They have been overseeing vast matters, and they bid me to find you, to assist you with these gates. Because for all of us, ascertaining that, finding them, understanding them, could be the key to winning and succeeding in what comes next.
You are aware the world's ending, Rebellious, is it?
I guess I was somewhat informed of this.
So some say, but you have not seen what the strangers have seen.
True. Apparently. As a soldier, I do as I'm told. I have not seen this, but I have no reason to doubt what I have been told.
We have been compelled currently by the Queen Malvera. So our current business takes us to, as you've seen, fight the Idolators, rather than directly to any business with gates.
The fact I must apologize if my presence hurts you so.
It's fine, it's not pain, it's just discomfort.
I've attempted to reduce it as much as I can, but the fact that your names are known to the Concordant Council speaks volumes in how much of an impact you have made in the Three Kingdoms. I will support you with what you are doing because I believe that our paths are aligned.
Well, we appreciate your huge efforts in the battle that just happened. Beyond that, why would we trust you?
Let me introduce myself. I'm Rebellious Brightwin. I am the captain of the Knights Ascendant. I serve for the Concordant Council. And I am here to help you.
Have we heard of any of these things?
So the Concordant Council would be a lofty, idealistic thing that you would have heard in the far distance of civilization, something that you make a point of avoiding. You can give me a history check, please, the both of you. But if not, then just an untrained intelligence check. Just for general awareness of the world that, that you inhabit.
The world around us.
What's going on around you, yeah.
So it's just
Yeah, Obsidian, you're fine.
I do not have history,
8.
just arcana and religion.
I actually think it's perfect that Ansel doesn't know because he's like, what? Like, he's like a monster that lives in the shadows and, like, he doesn't know who rules where. Like, he's got other concerns. Obsidian, you're a bit more au fait, having grown up in the oldest city in the world, of the realm, sorry. Valdenor, you've known that Valdenor has connections to Eldarium, and yeah, the Concordant Council offers wise wisdom to those members of the Three Kingdoms. King Random the Red will take counsel from the Concordant Council now. So they're like supposedly an advisory voice that unites all of the kingdoms into an alliance. That has sort of taken the place of the stranglehold that once was implied by the Empire of the Third Era, which fell with the Empirical.
With Ansel's knowledge in mind, I think it's These are all very nice words. I've never heard any of them before.
That is understandable. What about you? He turns to you, Obsidian.
Never heard of it. Sorry.
You liar!
Liar!
That is fine.
I could be lying. You would never know.
No, I wouldn't.
I have heard of some of these things, yeah. I know a little bit, very little, the Concordant Council. I am to understand that they generally work on the side of good and bureaucracy, though. Bureaucracy in politics, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Not something I have large amounts of faith in. You talk about the Azamar. You say they, the angelic ones.
Yes.
How involved are you with the Azamar? You say with the Concordant Council. I only ask because you seem to have an air of the angelic ones about you.
I descend from True Light, if you are aware of True Light Rebellion.
I don't know. Am I?
That
we have
history,
True Light
that history
Rebellion.
check, yes, but you've also in your adventures heard like references to the rebellion that defined the second era, in a time
Yeah.
before our original games. Yeah.
And although I am of Azamar heritage, my ancestry's exposure to this plane means I'm more akin to a human than an outsider.
Oh.
You could say I'm a lesser Azamar.
Though not lesser
I think
indeed, says Brigid, like pinching his bow and stretching.
no, this is true, Brigid. You are correct. He fought very hard. You fought incredibly well. I mean, not often have we seen such power, such might on the battlefield. I've seen some wielding hammers and divine magic, and
Yes, they didn't.
we didn't get
Didn't take to
on.
us.
You seem to have, as I say, an air of the divine about you, and I suppose if we are expected to trust you in some way to fight alongside us to aid us and save the bloody world, are you going to be comfortable with what we do?
As far as I see it, you serve the greater good, both of you.
The
And that for
greater
me,
good.
the greater good. And that for me is how I see things. I see things as serving the greater good. I don't particularly like following orders. I don't particularly like what the Concordant Council sometimes have us do. It is a job. But if it's for the greater good and it's to save the most lives, then I will do it. I will follow it. And I believe that is what the two of you do. Maybe you don't see it, but you pursue the greater good. And because of that, you have my support. These creatures you raise, these skills you possess, you don't use them in malice. You don't use them as an antagonistic force. You just saved this town. I think that speaks more than anything else.
Perhaps more appropriate to say, well, you work in the daylight. Obsidian and I have worked almost exclusively in the night, but perhaps for the same goals, more or less.
I have no qualms working in the night, but I can also bring you into the day should you wish.
It functions as a pretty good nightlight.
More than like
I think, as you're very well aware, we are a man down. And I mean, it will take a lot. Take a lot to live up to that man. But it's something that we're going to continue trying to do. However, I am painfully aware that when there were 3 of us, we were so regularly outmatched and so regularly close to death that perhaps now there's only 2 of us. We can't really afford to turn down aid. So since you were so helpful and you fought on our side, I feel you've earned a bit of our trust there.
I don't expect trust to come quickly. All I ask is for the faith to let me prove myself that my intentions and my work is also for the greater good.
Actually, no. We get in the necrowagon and we go away. Fucking roll a new character.
Weeks.
We don't like this character. Then a new one. No, yeah. I mean, I think there's an air of it's not really suspicion. It's not suspicion because they're not really suspicious.
Just lack of knowledge, isn't it?
They are so strange and they're so used to being distrusted. Though that's not really who they are. They're not like the sort of people who are like, oh, we don't trust you and all of that. It's more like we worry that you're so. You seem like someone who would be very prejudiced against us.
Yeah. True. We've been burned before, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I
was part of the crew that saved my city, and then they kicked me out. Prejudice. He's starting to feel genuinely like their whole issue with necromancy is actually a real prejudice. It's bullshit, isn't it? Let's face it. It's bullshit.
There's perhaps a guilt or a defensiveness that Ansel and Obsidian feel for your, it's not a replacement, but it is kind of like necessity.
Yeah.
Right now, we need some backup, and he can really do some damage for sure.
Yeah, exactly that.
I suppose as well, unlike Sylaster, who was incredibly
morally flexible.
Morally flexible, but also very secretive. This character is incredibly transparent. Everything, his heart is on his sleeve, and for people who live with secrets and the morally grey, how much can you trust someone who's suddenly very much like an open book?
Mm-hmm.
It's yes.
They're not. I think they're not opposed to it. I think that there's obviously again still a lot of emotion there. Obsidian and Ansel haven't really had any time to process the loss of their friend.
You fled, you rested, you fought.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think all that, and you've a new character has come in, and they're like, okay, it's not that they don't trust him. I just don't think they quite know where they're even at the minute. They're both just a bit like fucking whoa.
Brigid says maybe we should take some, like Ansel said, maybe you guys need to take some time. We'll take a look at the maps. Do you know what your next move is going to be, strangers? And also, if you don't mind me asking, But now that I'm no longer required to return to Wyst, I was hoping I could have an extension, Mr. Graves. Still need someone to drive the wagon, right? He says,
I mean,
looking hopefully at you.
he can. Yeah, I mean, he can drive the wagon. He doesn't. Yeah,
If that's what he wants.
that's what
Where's
he
your family
wants.
gone?
What are you using?
This is it, though,
what are
isn't
you
it? It
using
was the
that
whole
voice
thing
for?
about.
Hey, I can
It was.
prove my worth.
No, it's not to do with his worth. It's not to do with
I'm
your
level
worth, Brigid.
7,
It's
I'll have
just
you
that.
know.
Level 7!
Me, nice. That's actually. Oh
Arland.
my god, he's actually got some bloody skills. If that's the case, he was firing on a +12. That's actually quite impressive. That's that he fires on the same more than my attack.
He's Brigid of Wyst.
Significantly more.
He's Brigid of Wyst.
Yeah, Brigid of Whisk has surpassed
He
me in
gets a
attack bonus.
+12
That's
bonus when he's
upsetting.
in Wyst.
Who's running the business?
Your wife?
There's no business. There's no business.
You're married?
Yes. Yes. Right back at the very start of our adventures, I was a drunken nuisance. What was your name? Sorry, Rebellios? Was that what I overheard?
Rebellios. Yes, Rebellios.
Charms. I'm Brigid of Wyst, and these two met me at a party, a big party, a festival of welcome, as it was called, at, I'll have you know, a big bright gate out in the west. And it was there that I turned my life around. I came to the archery contest and I bet all of my money in a contest to shoot true and to bring back all the money that I earned to pay off my debts here. And while I didn't win then, travelling with the strangers has meant that I have managed to recoup my losses. But now my family have moved on. So I have nowhere to go but here. And he points at his hut that's you're next to.
I think you more than proved yourself earlier today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can also see that you've made some changes to the Necrowagon.
Well, that was Kidos's idea. He has a mind for war, and I just followed his instructions. He wanted a powerful weapon aboard the wagon when we returned it to you. But
well, now you've brought it back to me. There will be.
yeah, I see what he did there, Mr. Graves. You're very clever indeed. Yeah, you're the weapon, is what you mean, yes?
Well, I mean, me or Ansel, or I suppose Rebellios now, if he is joining us on the wagon. Take your pick.
Well, I suppose
And,
anyone's welcome when you're a stranger, after all, and he gives you a wink, Rebellios. Don't know him from the first man.
I'm not entirely sure what our next move is. I'm really not.
Well,
We have more to hunt.
If more idolaters.
We need to find the next one.
And I think that is going to be a great place for us to draw an end to this session as the strangers look to their next move. And we'll talk about what that next move is, because there is intelligence that will direct you there, but that's something we can discuss another time. So, as always, we like to conclude our sessions by asking our thoughts and feelings as we return to Stranger Times. And I think as the newcomer, it would be a good thing for us to ask Rebellios. Mike, what are your thoughts and feelings for Rebellios' introduction, the session in general, and of course the defeat of Amosruin the Idolator?
Yeah, I think as a bit of world lore, it's nice to see more of what's going on at the heart of this, which is enlightening, but also that throws more questions around as well. But that's here and there. I really enjoyed just the complete opposite of Sylaster, someone who is so radically just, haha, yes, okay, there we go, I'll help you. He is, and the fight just, that was because of the setup. He had nearly all of his abilities he could use ready and primed. And what a way to sort of showcase what he could do at his best.
Yep.
And there's some really interesting spells there, and I know I spoke to you about it, Rob, but for you guys to the type of like class and the build that he is. But yes, I look forward to seeing how more of that reacts as well. And I think I was very cautious about wanting to get the finishing blow on it. I was like, if I just can attack him, but not, because that belongs to Ansel and Obsidian. So I'm glad that was the case. But yes, I do appreciate it's such a radical shift, because you're these, characters of secret at night, and then just, as was the image, flying angelically in front of the sun, this lesser Asmar. It was, yeah. But I'm intrigued to see how the dynamics will develop and work, and yeah.
For sure.
Fun.
Some great thoughts, absolutely. Welcome, Rebellios, to the strangers. Dom, what are your thoughts and feelings at the end of the session?
I enjoyed the new character. Don't know why I enjoy squinting into the sun so much.
That's such a clever thing.
But I did. Just felt right. Enjoyed that little bit. It's very sad that Sylaster's gone, obviously. We'll hold his funeral at some point, I'm sure. I enjoyed Amosruin just getting absolutely battered by Rebellios, like just turn after turn, bringing the hammer down, literally. After him kind of dominating us in the other fight, just having one of us basically go to town on him was
basically
quite interesting.
Same stats, no, I changed nothing, still the same Malebranche stats.
It's different types of character, isn't it?
That's exactly it.
A real tank can...
Someone who can just hit you, it doesn't matter what your saves are, it can still really hit you really hard, and that's what it was, really, wasn't it? It was, I'm going to just hit you in the face until you're dead with this massive hammer.
Yeah.
And it worked a treat. Yeah.
I'm glad I finally managed to get through the spell resistance to get a killing blow, and I don't know whether or not Ansel genuinely did forgive Amosruin, or if he knew that would just be the most painful thing he'd say to it.
That was so cool, mate. I was like, oh, okay, you're kind of like being above... Oh, no, he's not above this. He's going to rake his eyes out. Fuck. What a way to kill him. That was great. That was so good. Yeah. And finally, Matt, thoughts and feelings at the end of the session?
Yeah, I mean, same with the new character Rebellios. Very cool. Insane. I don't know what quite you are.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you're probably not just one thing. But I'm not sure. I'm not very good at recognizing character builds and stuff, though. It's just not really my area. So
we've
curious
never had
to see
one in a game before. Put it that way. So
yeah, well, interesting. I mean, I can't wait to see what more he's got and what more he can do and what more he's all about. interesting. Nice to see you, playing a different type of character and all of that. Fight was amazing. Of course, yeah. I'm glad. I didn't know what Mike was saying that he was trying not to get the final blow and stuff. I am glad that Ansel got the final blow with the swearing revenge and stuff. I was like, yeah, fair enough, absolutely fair enough. Especially given how incredibly frustrating it was with all the fucking spell resistance checks all the time that you got the final blow. I was like, oh, good, yeah, fair play, you deserve that. And the I forgive you thing was great. I think that we really they need to process. They need to process the loss, and they haven't had the chance to do that. They haven't really had the chance to talk about it. They've not had any downtime, and I think there's going to come a time when they're traveling to a new area and they're around a campfire, where where they can take a breath and it'll all kind of come out a little bit, and they'll have a really good cry and a cuddle. I don't think they're huggers, but. But yeah, at the minute, I think it's all kind of pent up. And again, like I say, I think they're just a bit of an emotional mess. They don't quite know how to display it, how to process it, So it's coming across as like, do we trust you, or do we feel like we don't know if you will trust us? And it's coming across really like, oh, where are these? We're trying to be angsty, but I don't think that's what it is at all. I just think they don't know. They don't know what's going on. They're just like, And yeah, I keep having this same feeling with Obsidian, where I feel it a little bit in combat. So I'm just using it in the game for the character, where that he's not powerful enough. His friend died, so he wanted revenge, and then he couldn't quite get into the fight because he was trying to do, and he wasn't fast enough, and he can't move far enough. And every time he's like, I'm not powerful enough, and it's kind of his driving force, which actually I think is a real negative for him as a character, not stats wise, really positive stats wise, but it's really negative for him as a character, because like, at what point is he going to hit a point where he's now too emaciated to go back? Like his body has changed, so he can't go back to the man he used to be. Like,
I love that.
There's an interesting thing with both Ansel and Obsidian, with the sort of getting more power and getting further and further away from humanity. Both of them are in sort of parallel paths, although Obsidian's seeking out and it's just happening to Ansel. It's an interesting
I like to see that, actually. It's nice to see
more monstrous.
Yeah, characters, like, why would a character, knowing that it's gonna drive them into a sort of negative place, seek more power? Because power is this all corrupting thing, isn't it? And to do that sort of honestly and not force it is quite nice, and I think that's happening for both of them. More power is needed. They feel it's needed, and like for Ansel, it's just sort of happening. And I really just like the way the characters are going with that. It's kind of making the character easy to advance.
I really like that.
Great session. Nice to bring it back. Glad we killed that bastard.
Yeah.
Sylaster.
Yeah. Oh god, hit my head in.
On that, my brief thoughts just quickly, just because there's a few that I think might be cool to share. I think with killing the bastard, as you say, what was most satisfying to me was like right before you even went to Fornia, Delver said, well, they're planning to attack Wyst, so it'd be a good idea for you guys to strike first. And that's when it was agreed, well, you'll go there first. Because it didn't work out, it then meant that we reverted back to what would have happened if you stayed at Wyst. So I was quite pleased that we kind of got to see both outcomes in a way. So just in terms of things happening in the game, I enjoyed that element of it. I loved your character, Mike. I love the concept of him. Obviously, I know more about him than the others do, but he's exciting, and I like that. Yeah, he's he offsets the others, but that's sort of like a difference. It's like a refresher almost. Obviously, it's not ideal that Sylaster died, but it is different.
It's also what the two characters might need, right? Like somebody who's not like them, who's not just going to continue on sort of a
encouraging.
The strangers were described within the Concordant Council as, I wonder if I can actually find the quote where they were talking about you. They had a particular description for you, which suddenly occurred to me, which was travellers with strange powers that journey upon the fringes of far realms. And I think that makes a good line as to what it takes to be a stranger. You have to sort of be on the fringe of something and a bit of an outsider. So maybe there are elements of Rebellios that, while on the outside look quite conformist, actually, with his denial of following rules all the time and his sort of that kind of attitude. Who knows?
There's nothing in our ethos that says you have to be this dark, mysterious creature to be a stranger. It just so happens to have been the case. You just have to be strange.
Like this is a stranger.
And I think as well,
Yes.
while it isn't something
Honorary.
that you've outwardly decided you have to be a weirdo to join the strangers, I think thematically for the game, it is quite interesting for all of them to be kind of weird or strange in some regard. And I like that Ansel can't look at Rebellios because Rebellios represents the sun, and Ansel, of course, draws his power from the moon, which I think is just a fucking cool thing between you two, which is sick. Anyway, that was just me rambling. Lovely to be back with the Knights of the Apocalypse. Next time, well, you know that the rest of the Idolators want to have a meeting within the Devil's Crossing. So maybe that will be something that you will direct your attention to. Perhaps you will journey to find what this mysterious power is within the Iron Pines that you were told about. Perhaps you just want to have a dip in Lake Zyzekel. We will find out next time on the next exciting edition of Knights of the Apocalypse. It is chilly, oh my god. Knights of the Apocalypse, Stranger Times. If you like this video, give us a like. If you'd like to see more like it, then give us a subscribe. And as we always say at the end of each session of Roll the Bones, Bone Them Rolls.
Bone them rolls, and don't kill your fucking dogs.
Walk your dogs.
Oh god.
No, don't kill your fucking dogs.
Well, that's a given.
You need to tell people that.
Don't tell your mum.
If people are skipping out
tell
on
your
previous games that aren't to do with this one, they won't understand it, and that's on them.
Oh, of course. Well, I was in the game and I didn't understand it. Anyway, we're going. Bye.